All right, everybody, it's another episode of Reserve Man Podcast. I'm Dick Brown. I got with me GP.
Y'all will stop hating on Family Matters today.
Shagari.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Stan?
Well, what's good?
We got D1 with us in the building.
If it ain't about God, it's about these girls.
All right. We're going to talk about the new album, God and Girls.
Shout out to the girls.
We're going to talk about D1's background.
He couldn't even give God his proper man on the intro.
Oh, man, that's tough. What does D1 think about the game? Oh, man, we're going to do a girls talk in the middle of the broadcast live.
Something new.
That is so much more right after this.
You know your credit score, man. That's solid quality time. Right. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books when it's more Like, if I want you, I ain't say you to Waffle House at 4 a.m. Bullshit. I care about you. We going to Waffle House.
All right, everybody, man, do we have a great episode for you today? We're going to start by welcoming our guest, brother, D1. How you doing?
Man, I'm great, bro. Yeah.
Man, why don't you introduce yourself to the people, man?
So I'm D1, better known as D1. But
What's your government name?
Right.
I didn't know how you felt about me dropping his government.
So that's me. I don't mind, bro. A lot of people know that I'm, David Augustine, proud New Orleanian. But definitely, I've been D1 since I started going to LSU. Mm-hmm. Definitely been D1, man. Before I even knew that this stuff was gonna become a career or take off, and now the name D1 is hopefully synonymous with a few adjectives that bring about positive, thought-provoking, educational, God-fearing vibes inside of people, man. So I really work hard to stand for something bigger than myself.
So for those listening that's not yet familiar with your music, why don't you tell them a little bit about your background?
Yep. I started rapping when I got to college. I'm gonna give y'all the real short version. I came to college with the idea that I was so good in basketball in high school in New Orleans that I could come, and I don't know if y'all know, I had scholarship offers to small schools though, little small D2, D3.
Now, we saw you in the rec now.
Oh, look,
we saw you in the rec.
Yeah, you saw me in the rec. My jump shot is pure.
You had a shot.
My jump shot is Nestle Pure Life, Aquafina. So I had the mindset that I would come to LSU because my girlfriend at the time also came from New Orleans up here to LSU. So I was like, man, I'm going to go to LSU with my old lady, and I'm going to walk on the team and become the star player there just like I was in high school. Man, then life happened. Then life happened, bro. And I came up here, didn't make the team. I wasn't even the best player in the rec. You know what I mean? So forget making the real team. It's like, didn't make the team. My old lady get up here, get around all these big old football players. I ain't gonna look in nobody's direction, but all these big LSU football players, and end up cheating on me, man, with a football player, bro. Broke my little heart. So watch this. So at that point, two things that I had really built my identity on, which was number one being the star basketball player. That was kind of like a title that I wore proudly in high school. Mm-hmm. Come here, get cut from the team. Another title I wore with pride was, oh yeah, this is my old lady, man. We been my girl since 9th grade. We gonna be together forever. Get that cut short.
Right.
So I found myself in a bit of an identity crisis, and somehow, some way, I think being around a bunch of male energy, you know what I mean, in Kirby Smith, living around a bunch of dudes. One of the default pastimes that we seem to have found ourselves falling into was the art of just freestyling and just ciphering and just having little rap battles and whatnot. So I found myself rapping along with a bunch of other cats who we went to school with, and it was something about Showtime at the Cotillion. In the Cotillion Ballroom.
Boy, I heard that in a minute.
Talent show. I don't know who bucked my head up to sign up for that mug, but I said, man, yeah, I'm gonna sign up for sure. No show experience, no performing experience in my life, And I get up there, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I was nervous at first, so I called a bunch of my partners from my hood in New Orleans to drive up to Baton Rouge just to be my hype man on stage with me, right? And I had a 2-song set. The first song was called Rep the Big Easy, right? And it was just a song about New Orleans. It was on an old Erykah Badu beat called Danger. And I remember doing
that joint.
Yeah, you remember that song?
Yeah, I remember that joint.
I remember doing that song, and it was something about the connection I felt with the crowd that I was like, man, it was just like this burst of energy that I realized when I'm holding this microphone in my hands, I got the power to speak either life or death into these people, because I'm seeing they're making eye contact with me, and for this brief moment in time when I got the mic, I got their attention, and this is a powerful weapon right here. So I performed my second song that night at the talent show. It was called Let Me Be Your Voice. It was over this old Kanye West beat. I'm calling, baby, I'm selfish. I'm too. Remember that song? Kanye? I think featuring Slum Village. Yeah. So it was called Let Me Be Your Voice. Between that first and second song of the talent show, I just found my groove to where I told all my partners, like, y'all can get off stage on this one. Like, I'm over my stage fright. You know what I mean? Like, I can handle this on my own. And I spit that song, and, you know, the Hollywood ending to this story would be, you know, I won the talent show, and then I went on to this crazy rap career, but I lost the talent show. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I didn't even place top 3. But I won the internal battle of number 1, getting over that stage fright that I knew I had, and number 2, realizing that this microphone could speak life or death into people through my rap lyrics. So that's kind of what happened, man. And at that point, I think everybody in college who I met probably from that day on knew, like, oh yeah, that's David, but yeah, that's also D1. That's the little dude who be rapping. He always giving out mixtapes and performing at this event for the Qs, or this event for the AKAs, or this event for the Alphas. So that became me in college.
All right, man. That's interesting. I hear y'all fellas talk about, you know, y'all experience in the dorm a lot. You know, I was one of them bougie cats that stayed in the residential college.
You ain't had that life, man.
Well, as soon as I found out that it was co-ed, I was like, let me get in this residential college.
Hey, you can say Kirby Smith was basically co-ed too.
Kirby Smith, hey, and if you thought it wasn't co-ed, whenever they had a fire drill in the middle of the night, boy, you knew it was co-ed. Cause you're like, wait, how are so many girls coming out of Kirby Smith, man?
Look, I don't know how LSU let me be RA.
Oh yeah.
It went down. I basically spent as much money as I could from residential life on my residence.
Yeah.
I'd go blow $3,000 a night on Canes,
bro,
and they'd sign off on it,
bro.
The rap battles when the
rap battles,
P Diddy,
remember
P Diddy, the freestyle contest, yeah. Bro, I got fired at the end of pledging because I fell asleep at the end of this. They let me make it all the way through.
Yeah.
Wow. But no, son, I wake up one morning and I have a slip and slide down my hall.
I remember that.
Kirby definitely went down.
Nah, you was the coolest RA, bro.
I didn't need that job, but
It is what it is.
Kirby
You was on that championship rec team?
No, I wasn't on the championship.
Oh, we beat y'all.
Yeah, y'all beat us. Yeah. Y'all beat us.
Real slick, I ain't
Say, man, hey, another thing too, bro, that I had to get over when I first came to LSU is I had this thing in my head where I only wanted to hang with New Orleans people at first, right? And
We all like that.
yeah, bro, I had this thing in my head, bro, and then my roommate who actually went to high school with me, he ended up, man, in Kirby Smith, he ended up starting to mess around with drugs and whatnot, and just different stuff was going down. Dude was really wild and like changing once we got up here. And I remember going back home one weekend. I didn't have a car freshman year, so I caught a ride with somebody back home. And I remember telling my mama, like, man, you know, dude, I went to high school with him, my roommate. She was like, yeah. Said, man, he tripping, like he changed. And I kind of told her, and she was like, you know what you got to do. She was like, but are you gonna do it? That's the question. So I knew what she meant was just go ahead on and separate from him. You know what I mean? You hang with the wrong people, bad stuff gonna happen. So I went ahead and requested a room change, and they switched me from room 803 to room 310. Got paired up with a random dude with a big belly and some fuzzy cornrows from Shreveport, Louisiana. You heard me? My man named Justin Moten. And to this day, that's still one of my best friends. You know what I mean? And I'm glad it got me out of that bias I had of like, man, I'm on the trip. You ain't from New Orleans. You from the country. I ain't even trying to talk to you. Like, that's crazy how I thought like that, bro, but I'm glad I evolved.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, that's the good thing about my because most of my friends, they from all over the state.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I was like that when I first got to LSU too. New Orleans, I mean, man, it's Jabot, it's G Nights, it's White Tees. I ain't trying to talk to nobody. You know, it's just
New
my
Orleans
people.
people
like
think
that.
everywhere else country. They be
New
like
Orleans was
Baton
clicked-
Rouge, the state capital of Louisiana, is country to people from
New Orleans was clicked by New Orleans, and then it would further break down. Like we went to St. Aug, we went to 35, we went to McMahon.
Oh yeah, like the girls
It
from
was
Xavier
segregated
Prep don't
within
like St.
New
Mary's.
Orleans. Yeah.
I was like, damn, all right. You know, y'all from the same spot, but whatever.
I ain't gonna lie, 35 was out here deeper than anybody.
35
deep.
35 and McMahon was deep to me.
Super deep.
Mm-hmm.
Big facts. Big facts. So now that's how college started out for me, man. And man, it was so organic, bro, because it wasn't about no money back then when it came to the music.
Yeah.
It wasn't about no social media. It was just like, bro, I just want to walk through the quad and on my way to my next class, you know, I want Shagari, I want Stan, or I want Chaz, or I want Howard, or somebody just stop me and be like, D, I like that mixtape, dog. That mother jamming. For me, that was payment. You know what I mean? Like that's what I would live for. Is just that, or let alone it be a girl. You know what I mean? And stop you and talk about, damn it, I like it. You know, like that's what it was all about, bro. And it was just all about hitting up whatever event there was, man, and just getting the music out there, burning CDs inside the dorm room on my E-Machines computer. You heard me? Putting my cell phone number on the mixtapes, passing them out in the choir for free. Then I was like, well, wait, my cost of production is approximately like 80 cents per unit. So if I sell them for $1, I know people got $1. I'm technically profiting. Like, man, let's do that,
the
man.
same thing. Remember we put out that double disc for $1 on that quad up?
Double disc.
It was the same thing. Having a mixtape at LSU back then was the.
Hey man, you know what? I feel like I gave you $5 for that mixtape.
You probably did, dog. That's why we cool to this day, dog. That's why.
I did buy one of your CDs out of Best Buy though, but
Ooh,
I felt like the first album. I bought that out of Best Buy. I was like, man, look, that's my dog. I don't look.
Yeah.
Let me get that one.
Yeah, that was a big move. I still got people here messed up. Like, man, how did you get your CDs in Best Buy at that time? Like, you wasn't signed to anybody. And bro, when I tell you, I had just graduated college at that time, and I was in hustle mode in terms of like, bro, I'm teaching. You know, I don't know if y'all know, I taught out here at Baker Middle School.
I remember that.
Yeah, I taught Matt. So I enjoyed the kids and everything, but just that lifestyle, that lifestyle was taking a toll on me, man. And I was like, I gotta figure out how to transition and translate popularity on LSU's campus into an actual career, you know, and how. And bro, I was doing research that I wouldn't even know how to retrace my footsteps and do some of the stuff I pulled off back then. Getting my CDs in Best Buy, bro. You know, I had to go to every Best Buy in the state in my car, in my 98 Honda Accord, and physically drop those CDs off to those Best Buys on consignment. You know what I mean? Every Best Buy in the state, dog. Like literally. And this is with a 9-to-5 job, you know? So this is like, oh, I'm working all week. I got a full-time job. But you know what? When I get off today, I can make that little Covington run right quick and bam, get them a few David and Goliath discs and bam, do this. And just getting it, bro. When you want something.
I had no idea you was doing all that.
Yeah.
One man army, dog. It wasn't no person doing it for me. So
It's got to be a real blessing to be able to pursue your passion, and that's just like what you do now.
Right.
Oh, bro, I haven't had a day, by the grace of God, I haven't had a day of work-related stress my whole life. You know, I don't know what that is, because the 2 years that I was a teacher, I think I was just on an adrenaline rush, because I'm like, man, I was excited to see miniature versions of me in that class every day. And I'm like, man, I got a chance to really speak into these brothers' lives and these little sisters, and that kept me going. A lot of the BS behind the scenes, you know, that happens in the teacher's lounge or just corporate America in general, that stuff started to weigh in on me a little bit. But since then, though, since I've been doing this full time, it's amazing, bro. It is amazing.
Let's jump into
So,
this album.
I do have this one question. what would you would it be the Best Buy deal? Like, what would you identify as your big break? Like,
Nah, it wasn't Best Buy.
like at what point were you like, yeah, I'm doing this for real?
I'll tell you, it was when I put out this video for this song called J50 and Weezy.
Yeah.
It's a song where I was calling out Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
right?
I saw the video.
And I don't consider it a diss song to this day. I feel like it's just a real song where I was
More
holding
like
them,
a step up song.
holding them accountable. There you
Yeah.
go, bro. Step up, bro. Cause look, I'm not saying y'all ain't come from this life, but presently y'all not living that life. You're not selling crack. You're not killing people. So why are you rapping about it? Cause the type of students that I'm teaching right now in real life every day, they think y'all still do that, and they think that when they listen to y'all, you their definition of real, because they look at it like, man, this dude got all this money and he'll still blow your brains out if you play with him wrong or if you step on his shoes or whatever. And I'm like, I know y'all not about that life, especially you, Wayne. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is my mindset at the time. I'm like, bro, come on, man. So when that video came out, the funny part is the song came out on David and Goliath album. Bro, we gotta follow that little voice inside of us that, you know, you could call it your conscience, you could call it the Holy Spirit, you could call it whatever you want, just your gut, your instinct. But that song came out on David and Goliath album. It was 18 months later, dog, almost 2 full years later, that something kept bugging me on the inside saying, man, shoot a video for that J50 and Weezy song. Shoot a video for that song. And even though I was like 2 projects past that, I went back in time and hit my partner like, bro, we need to shoot a video for that J50 and Weezy. We shot the video, and when that video came out, all of a sudden, bro, I'm on, for the first time ever, you know, MTV Jams, allhiphop.com, World Star, you know what I mean? All this stuff, bro. Doors start opening up, dog. I get a call from Universal Records wanting to sign me. They fly me up there, and all of the stuff that I'm dreaming of and I'm seeing online that people experience, it starts happening for me. You know, that led to my first nationwide tour. I was about to sign with Grand Hustle, with T.I.'s label, and Tip went to jail at the time, so I just signed a management deal with his manager, a dude named Jason Jeter, and he put me on my first nationwide tour. You know what I mean? Like, that video, J50 and Weezy, changed my life.
Game changer.
That's awesome, man. Yo, we gonna take a quick break and we gonna get back. We gonna dive into this album and much more right after this. All right, everybody, we are back, and we gotta dive into this album, man. God and Girls.
Great album. Great album.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Stan, I think you had the first question on that.
Yeah, let's dive into it, man. So, first things first, man. What was the motivation and inspiration behind the album?
Well, as I was in the studio making music, I realized that a lot of my songs were about one of those 2 topics. I'm like, man, I'm either rapping about God and purpose and spirituality, which is extremely important to me. That's actually most important to me in life. But outside of that, I was just like, dang, what's on my mind, what's on my heart a lot nowadays is women in some way, shape, or form. Either empathizing with what women go through, thinking about who's the woman that I'm gonna meet and eventually marry and spend the rest of my life with, thinking back at past relationships and encounters with women. So I said, dang, that has a ring to it. God and Girls.
I'm gonna tell you what I originally thought before I even listened to the album. I just saw the cover, it was God and Girls. I was like, man, he must be talking a lot about trying to be a godly man, but the struggle and the trappings of dealing with women. That's what I thought a lot of that. Now, there was some points in there too, but when I initially saw it, I was like, yeah, man, he must be talking a lot about that.
Word.
See, I thought it was different. I thought it was like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and put out this positive album to knock down this hot girl summer and all this craziness, you know what I mean? And just project some positivity on the sisters. That's what I was thinking, but you know,
I ain't necessarily think it was going to be to combat it. It was just going to be about
that's what I got.
Because every time I listen to you, you call women queens. So I thought it was just going to be something along the lines of lifting women up further and not necessarily tearing down the hot girl summer, but just lifting them up past it.
Giving an alternative to a hot girl summer.
Right.
And what love the album, and I hit Stan them up when Stan sent me the link. He said, give it a listen. I listened to it all the way through. I ain't skip a track.
Right.
But then
It's an easy listen.
so I'm an artist. I want to know what the motivation was behind the album cover, because you did yourself a big service with that right there, because that drew me in immediately. I wanted to go listen to what this gonna be about. Like, why the little girl standing up on the pillar,
Yep.
reaching a flower, is what I think is a flower up, and God
Yep.
is
Man.
reaching his hand out to her.
I got goosebumps with you just saying that, Shagari.
Cause no, it's powerful. That
Yeah.
album art is your chance to grab the attention of people without them listening, and your album art gotta make people want to go listen, and that's what it did for me.
Yep.
So like, I was intrigued. Like, that's a powerful little image for, I immediately wanted to go listen.
Yep.
So what was your motivation behind it?
This album is bigger than me. This concept, God and Girls, this is way bigger than me, bro. These are two topics that are relevant in everyone's lives, and they are topics that people get passionate about. When people talk about God, whether they're atheists or whether they're Muslim or whether they're are Christian or whether they're just undecided and they're just like, yo, it's complicated. I'm not any of those. People get passionate about that.
Right.
Same thing when it comes to women. So I realized that for the first time in my career, I didn't want to be on the album cover. If you look back at every one of my other projects, I'm on all of them because I know I'm not ugly. I know my grandma tell me all the time, boy, you so cute. And I'll be like, bet, mama, I'm going to be on the cover of this one and that other project. And I said, you know what? I'm in a different chapter of my career now. I was signed to a major label. By the grace of God, I got out of my deal. I formed my own label, Mission Vision Music. You heard me? The ownership feels amazing just talking about it right now. I said, I have to look and present myself in a way that symbolizes this being a new chapter. One of those ways is, let me get some album art done for the first time in my career. I had the concept. One of my brothers, his name is Rosito. He's based in Milwaukee. I just gave him the concept. I said, bro, I had a vision. I want God, the hand of God, to be reaching down from heaven. I want to have a woman who is elevated on a pedestal, facing away from all of these men who are beneath her. The men are all reaching up to her. They're either bowing down to her or they're reaching up trying to get her attention, like so many men do in the world when it comes to women. Men going out their way, anything they can. I bought this type of car. I got this name brand clothes on. I got this many followers. I got these pickup lines. Anything to get the attention and admiration of women. But the woman is not even focused on the man. She's focused on God ultimately. And I just had that vision, and me and this brother went back and forth with about 4 different drafts, and ultimately we came up with something that I was like, that's it, bro. That's it. So yeah.
So I know for me, it was 2 songs in particular that really stuck out for me.
We got the same too.
And that was People Don't Want That Real and God and Girls.
Yeah.
And as I was sitting there before you got here, Stan was like, man, we got to ask him about that line at the end of God and Girls. And I knew exactly what he was talking about when he was talking about if more women wanted godly men, then more men would want God. Like, so I just kind of want to hear your thoughts on like how you really feel about that, because you was like, then the world problems would be
the world's problems would end ultimately. Because think about it, if you have a bunch of godly men in an environment, even if they disagree, because of their submission to God, they're going to disagree cordially. They're not going to pull out a gun and want to shoot one another or want to really come to blows and physically harm one another and all that. More often than not, it's like, yo, my submission to God dictates the respect that I have for all of my brothers that are around me, right?
Right.
So what gets it to the point where more and more men are what you would consider godly, or to where more and more men submit to a God that's greater than them? What does it is, it's obviously not working just for men to naturally drift over in that direction. Like, we live in a world that's full of so many forces that pull us the other way. As young black men, we're taught instantly that the definition of masculinity and manhood is being a thug, being a G, being a gangster.
Right.
don't let nobody play with you. You know what I mean? Like you bust their head if they talk to you crazy, if they even look at you funny.
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean? Right. That's what a man is oftentimes. So for me, those same men though that's down to be hard. Man, I know dudes that. So he got killed. My best friend, he got killed unfortunately. But I just think about Dwyer Road, New Orleans East, in the Goose, where I grew up at, my hood. And I think about the dudes I played at Digby Playground with. And I think about some of them that's doing time right now. I think about my partner that caught a murder charge. I think about one of my other boys that's doing 20 for armed robbery, who I went to middle school with. And I think about this stuff, no matter how hard they were, or no matter what life of crime they fell off into, they all still loved women.
Yeah.
And they all at a certain point wanted to be held by a woman and hold a woman, and they even have kids. So obviously they was having sex with women. Like they still loved women in general. And that being said, what if that woman who you love so much and who is just inexplicably a part of your life, whether you a Square, you Steve Urkel, or whether you Suge Knight, that woman, that admiration we have for women, what if that woman was like, look, I feel you and all, you cool, but if you doing all that, I'm really not gonna be with you, and I'll go be with another dude that's not on that.
Yeah.
I guarantee you some men would reassess their lives and say, whoa, hold on.
Now I got a follow up to that.
All right.
And just to play, give a different viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Now, women can say the same thing.
Yeah, I was
Like if you reverse it, like if men, like I think, like just like men do a lot of stuff for the attention of women, women do a lot of stuff for the attention of men. So if we weren't looking for the girl that was twerking, or the girl wearing a short skirt, or the one that's talking about she having a hot girl summer, or whatever it might be, then they can technically say, well, their behaviors might change. If men didn't necessarily want that, and they only focused on one type of woman or a certain type of woman, so I think the same argument can be made in the reverse. Now, with that being said, I do agree with you, but I know some other people can say, oh, you're just putting the onus on women,
Right.
To change the behavior in men.
Right. I'm putting on this on human beings that are willing to step up to the plate and be leaders.
I got one for both of y'all though, because just like you say, it's on the man to say, I'm not looking for a girl having a hot girl summer. But as soon as we say we're not looking for a girl that's having a hot girl summer, we judging them. We controlling them. We want them to be who we want them to be. We not letting them be them. Why we can't just be accepted? Why we why we insecure? Why they can't do them and have the best of both worlds? So I think it's damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because women want that alpha male that's gonna love God and want to lead her. But as soon as you tell her it's not acceptable to me, it's not acceptable, you judging her and you trying to, you trying to control her. So it's a catch-22 out here right now. I'm
gonna tell y'all this, man. Not to get too graphic, and I tread lightly when I say this. One of my partners, lifelong friend, who got murdered a few years ago, he had committed a very serious crime, for lack of a better term, the day before. The day after he commits this type of crime, he's gone by his little boo, one of his little yas, because like any man, he just either wanted to smash his girl or wanted to just hang with his girl or spend time with his girl, what he thought was his girl. And this particular young lady actually set him up to where one of his rivals, one of his enemies was waiting there for him and actually killed him. You know what I mean? So I think about it like this, man. If we were around women who weren't preoccupied with playing the blame game, and if women were around men who weren't preoccupied with playing the blame game, and if we just met in the middle and said, here's who I am, here's all my baggage, and here's what comes along with me, but one thing that you have to want is a better life for yourself.
Right.
So the world's problems won't end if people don't ultimately, want a better life for themselves. And I think that me making that statement at the end of the album is just because, I know a lot of men out here who they love more than anyone else in the world. They mamas. They mamas.
Sisters, mamas.
Come on, man. Like at the end of the day, people love their mamas so much oftentimes that as much as a man might try to reach this brother and tell him what he need to do or what he don't need to do, his homie or his daddy. Y'all know a lot of us don't have our fathers, you know what I'm saying, as well. That being said, I feel like as human beings, it's just about whether you're a man or a woman, are you willing to step up to the plate and ultimately be closer to God? Because if men and women's goal was, hey, we all want to be more godly. The album is called God and Girls, you know what I mean? So it's like if everyone is striving to be closer to God, then when we interact with people of the opposite sex, naturally, like when women, look bro, I'm a rapper, you know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper, like people know me. I got a nice following all around the world at this point. But when women come up to me or when women try to holler at me, they don't holler at me by throwing their drawers at me or sending me naked pictures, you know, in my DM.
They hit you with a scripture.
They hit me with a scripture because they know that, oh, that's a man of God I'm dealing with.
Wait a minute. Here's my question to that, though. You know, because don't get me wrong, I agree with you saying, but if your end game is to impress that young lady or impress that man, how genuine is that scripture or that pursuit of God if your end game was just to, hey, I can't seem thuggish to this lady over here?
Well, look, I'm gonna put it like this: if you willing to go in,
come on,
if somebody
say
try
it,
to holler at him, if you willing to go lie that you into God,
yep,
to be with this man, then it ain't gonna work anyway. You gonna be found out because that's just evil to go act like you into God to get some.
And it's not even. And why? I thought you was about to say this. My thing is, if you're a woman who wants to be more into God, and if you look at me as a person that, like, yes, this brother inspires me to want to be closer to God because I'm attracted to him aesthetically. I like his music. I think he looks cool. I love his personality. This inspires me to want to be closer to God. To me, that's a win right there. There's a lot of women who want to be closer to God, but they just look at it like, what type of dudes is that going to attract? Because I don't want no lame dude. You know, I don't want no dude that I'm not into. So that's where it all works together, man. We can't do it without them. They can't do it without us. But women try to holler at me in different ways oftentimes. Sometimes you still get your people who, you know, they'll do some wild stuff. But
you from the city, so it's gonna a woman gonna hit you with that say red.
Right. And then all of a sudden I start getting nervous. Like, man, you got some aggressive women out here. If a woman hit a grown man with that say red, bro, as a man, I instantly start getting nervous. Like, hold on, man, I feel like a piece of meat right now.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy.
But I got another question for you. You got a question? You go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to give some feedback on some of the stuff I heard. As to what you were saying, I think that whether her intentions are to get closer to God or not, if
I'm thinking of rub off.
if wanting to be with you is her motivation to learn more about God, then that's a good thing. I mean, because if you want to hold a conversation with him, you got to learn something first.
Hey,
My bad, fellas.
that's real.
Big facts.
Just have your moment, man. It's like you go ahead.
Bro, that's
What
like
I was trying to do was pull up a selection to
selection.
hit him with certain points.
say, bro.
about these lyrics.
Imagine that girl that you wanted to holler at, but you knew the only place I'm gonna catch her is not at
church?
club upscale. It's at church.
Right.
Well, you
Or
said
it's in,
upscale.
or it's in the library. You heard me? By default, you had to take your butt to the library or to church just to have an opportunity. And while you're there, then all of a sudden you might fool around and read a book because you're in the library. You might fool around and listen to what the pastor talking about on Sunday. So that's my thing, is like it all works in one continuum, and it works for the greater good of humanity. When people are closer to God, naturally it's going to make the opposite sex better off, because people might be attracted to you just aesthetically and who you are, but if you're a man or a woman of God, it's going to force those other people that are attracted to you to somehow get drawn closer to that positive energy, you know, and that godliness.
So I have a
That's
question.
my
I feel you. That's real.
What made you go into the album with putting "I Know God" first?
I looked at the album like a book, and I needed an introduction.
And it was a strong one because every lyric in it, and I feel like on the artistic tip and entrepreneurial tip, like I felt that one the most. And as an intro, that one spoke to me volumes because I feel like every day is a hustle for me, and I'm the one that's gonna make me happen.
Yep, bro. I Know God, man, this album came together so organically. I did that song on Thanksgiving night. I went and visited my people. I was in, I travel a lot. I was in town for Thanksgiving. Went pulled up on my mom and pops, and they had a dude on their block who was bumping an old BG song, right? Off of like Chopper City Volume 1 or something super old.
My old favorite rapper.
For real. Yeah, bro. We all had a favorite hot boy. You know what I mean? We all did. And I heard this BG song, and I heard this beat that Manny Fresh did for it, and it was so smooth and so cool that it's one of them songs that I'm like, man, I could ride around to that instrumental all day and never get tired. It just put me in a good zone as an entrepreneur, as a go-getter. And I said I need me one like that. But the content is just gonna be something that fits where I'm at in my life. And bro, so many of us, it's like we know that God has a plan for us. If you know anything about God, you know how much He loves you, you know, to have created you. But we'll be lying to say we know what that plan is, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Step by step. We don't know. As entrepreneurs, we really, a lot of times you sitting back like, so when the next show I'm going to have? You know what I mean? I got to wait on somebody to email me, reach out to book me or something. Or what's going to be, what's next year going to, is next year going to be better than this year was? Or I don't know. It's different than the life that most live. So I know God, I was just like, bro, that's, and then I just did that song, and that was the first song I did. If y'all want to know the truth, I have 3 other albums that are done right now. I got out my record deal like 6 or 7 months ago and went crazy in a good way. I felt this creative burst of energy, and I finished 3 full albums. And I was plotting on putting one of them out, but when I did that I Know God song on Thanksgiving night in 2018, bro, something about that song, I was just like, I gotta build on that energy, you know what I mean? And that's what opened the door to do some of these other songs. Next thing I know, I was like, them 3 albums gotta take a seat, cause I done caught a wave right now. And
I could tell that was what kind of built the album, because it all flowed. It just synchronized, like I didn't skip it. It flowed like a book to me. Right. So that's why I had to ask that question about that. It felt like how that album was supposed to go.
Now I got another song. People Don't Want That Real.
Oh, that was my favorite one. That's the one that spoke to
hit
me
the most.
Absolutely.
It seemed like you spoke about your own struggles between trying to be a godly man and just everyday life struggles, whether it's women or listening to certain type of music or whatever
ain't
it might
nobody
be.
left. I'm sitting here trying.
Hey, man, we get you first.
So just tell us a little bit about that song and what was your motivation behind it, or what you were going through.
Alright, I'm gonna tell y'all. Remember a couple months ago when that R. Kelly I'm good on the water. Thank you though. Remember when that R. Kelly documentary came out?
We talked about that.
Y'all talked about that?
We definitely talked about it.
Alright, so when the R. Kelly documentary came out, me personally, I don't speak on every trend, every fad that's going on in social media because it's too much to try to keep up with, you know. Unless it really like doesn't sit right in my spirit, I won't speak on stuff. But I felt compelled to make a statement about this R. Kelly stuff. So I did a video on Instagram, and it went pretty viral on Facebook and IG, and a lot of media outlets picked it up. In a nutshell, I said that all of the criticism of R. Kelly right now is definitely warranted and is justified. His actions, you know, towards these young ladies in this documentary, this is egregious. You know, this stuff is nasty. It's gross,
right.
And the criticism is warranted. I said, but where do we draw the line? Because the industry that we're in, we're sitting here pulling R. Kelly out the bunch right now, but you got other artists who are in the same industry who are known wife beaters. You know what I mean? Right. Artists who are known to have committed like other crimes and other actions that we would say, if anyone else did this, lock them up and throw away the key. Yeah. But we still bumping their music and we still patronizing them. So R. Kelly is bearing the brunt of this now because this documentary came out, and right now for these 2 weeks, I know it's gonna be the trending topic online. But I asked that in that Instagram post, and me personally, after I did that post, I realized something. I said, man, it's not that people really are. It's not that people are really hurt or angry about stuff a lot of times. It's just that it's the cool thing to say in the moment. You know,
they catching a wave.
They catching a wave because at the end of the day, how many people are saying this, but when they need a soundtrack for their, for their lovemaking session, they're about to have that night, it's R. Kelly. You know, and that's what compelled me to make the song. And Then I talked about in the second verse, I said people don't want love. They just say that they do. Now people don't want love, and I'm one of them too. And I thought about it, and I said, man, it's the same thing. It's easy to get up here and say what you want and that you want to be with one person, but then when 5 people slid in your DMs today and 4 of them look good, you know, and you're like, well, I'm going to entertain all of them. You know what I mean? It's like, do you really, are you that same person that's saying you want to be married to one woman and you want love and whatnot? So I just say, you know what?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, this ain't these topics I'm discussing. These aren't just things that D1 is going through. These are things that human beings are going through. But the best way to get people to look at themselves is to not point the finger at them, but to point it at yourself. Mm-hmm. So I put myself on the chopping block in this song, you know. And I don't know if any of y'all saw the music video for People Don't Want That Real. The music video is on another level. The music video, bro, I'm sitting here talking about R. Kelly in the beginning of the video, but then as soon as that first verse crank up, boy, I'm in the studio. I got what they, you know, I don't drink, but what I had, I got vodka, I got weed, I got vodka, I got buku chicks that got hardly any clothes on, and I'm sitting here turning up, and I got R. Kelly bump and grind on my Apple Music. You heard me?
You got naked chicks turning up the scriptures?
No.
When the man say bump and grind,
the book of Robert. You heard me? They're turning up to the book of Robert. So I did this in the video just as a wake-up call, as a sobering moment to people to see, like, that's how gangster it get. And then the second verse shows me sitting here speaking one morning at a church to a bunch of teenagers, you know, being a positive male role model, and I'm talking to all these teens and all this. But then a few hours later, it shows me, and I'm chilling at the crib, and I got one girl I'm on the phone with. I tell her, hold on right quick. Somebody clicking in. It's another chick. I tell her, hold on. It's another chick calling me. I tell her, hold on. It's like 4 different girls who I got. And I do split screens every time a new girl calls and the other one's on hold, and they just sitting here wondering because they all hyped to talk to me. Little do they know, man, I'm just cycling through my little Rolodex.
First of all, what kind of phone you got to be taking 4 split?
Right.
This boy got that iPhone 20. That would come with that rap money.
Right.
That's that group FaceTime. You got all the FaceTime.
It's funny to hear you say that, because I know we talked about that documentary right after it came out, and one of the things we were talking about is not just people that don't listen to R. Kelly, but people that get mad at other people who still listen to the music. And what we were saying is,
we can separate the artist from the
you
music.
know, not just that, but I'm prepared to X all that out right now, but let's not stop with him.
Right.
There you go.
You know,
Other people.
we gotta
killing people, drugs.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, not only are they doing stuff in their own lives, but look at the content they putting out.
Right.
Come on. So if you want to X R. Kelly, we gotta X
Real
everybody.
talk. If we X everybody else out, you might be the only person in my iTunes.
That you could listen to.
You might be the only man.
I wouldn't be mad at that. You know what I mean? Those streams gonna go up. Right.
D1 and gospel. That's it, though.
And if you notice, nobody ever criticizes R. Kelly's musical content. They just nobody be tripping on what he make music about. Even the sexual songs, people be
because he's
loving
not
that
worse than
stuff.
nobody else.
Exactly.
But no,
So,
see, Jay even called out Keith Sweat.
Yeah. Listen to the other songs, like what they talking about the same time he was putting that out. Listen to Keith Sweat.
You
may be young, but
You may be young, but you're ready.
You may be young, but you're ready.
You're not a little girl. You're a woman.
wow.
Yeah.
You think he wasn't messing with no 16-year-old girls after the concert?
Wow.
Put Keith Sweat on blood.
Oh,
My bad, Keith. Man.
Keith, you know what you were saying.
I've always been a fan, brother.
Damn, bro. So that's that's what people don't want their realness about. It's like, man, do we really want change, bro? You know, are we really who we claim? That's what I say. Do I really want change? Am I really who I claim? When that final day comes, Lord, will you call my name? It's just really on my brain.
I mean, it was so relatable, man, because I feel like that's just something that everybody struggle with. You know what I'm saying? Like being an ideal person that you know you can be, but then there's always other things that kind of keep you away from that.
Hey, man, when we all talked about it, we were talking about the album, talking about songs we like, and everybody at the same time was like, man, you know what song spoke to me? Number 5.
Number 5.
We even know the name. It was like number 5.
Right,
you know,
right.
so yeah, it hit me too, man. But that point that you made about the women, that hit me. You know, as a single brother, you say, all right, cool. You know, I'm a godly man. I need to be looking for a wife to settle down with.
Sliding.
But at the same time, you know, you see something you like, man, your head on a swivel. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, I'm pretty sure that you and I aren't the only people with that struggle or with that type of issue. And I thought it was really, really great that you put that out there like that.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it.
So motivation on the one.
Oh, the one. So I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the one, the lyrics, the rap lyrics for the one, I did a freestyle in my studio like 2 years ago, bro. I had my little nephew holding the camera. He was kind of like my hype man. This is some super organic stuff. My boy C. Smith was doing a beat on the beat machine live. And all them lyrics that you hear, she could be the urban type or the suburban type. I like the working type. You could keep the twerking type. This is just me freestyling in my studio, right? And we put it out on Facebook and on Instagram and YouTube. That mother went viral. Probably like 3, 4, 5 million hits, you know what I mean, on Facebook. Then it go viral on Instagram, viral on YouTube. And for 2 years, people been telling me, boy, you need to make that into a real song. You need to make that into a real song, right? So what I hate doing, you know, when movies try to make sequels, a lot of times they mess up, you know, and the sequel is never as good as the original. I didn't want the, yeah, I ain't see it yet, but yeah, I didn't want the real song that I made to sound like I was trying to duplicate the freestyle that I did. The freestyle was a moment. It was something very special. That being said, I wanted the song to be way more chill and to be way more acoustic feeling and just something you could ride and groove to. So those lyrics came from a freestyle that was originally called The Working Type versus the Twerking Type, you know? Because I feel like a lot of the women, especially in the Instagram age, a lot of the women who are amazing women with a bunch of dignity, a bunch of integrity, they questioning themselves because they only got 421 followers. And they pictures only get 42 likes and maybe one comment from their friend from second grade, you know what I mean? Or just gonna always say something nice. And they questioning themselves because now likes and comments are a form of social currency in today's society. So because of that, I wanted to make an uplifting anthem for them. And also speaking about what I want in a woman ultimately. And that's why the one came together, because I feel like if you are a single person that aspires to be in a wholesome relationship, you know, that's powerful and that's a relationship that God would approve of, I think the one is your anthem. Yeah, so that's why I made that.
So you can have a good anthem and not have a hot girl summer lady.
Yeah.
But with that said, I know you said, you know, the likes and the followers, all that stuff, influence, and how do you feel? I think it's a good thing. He thinks it's a good thing. GP don't necessarily agree. I think Harry agreed too that with Instagram going to hide the likes now to make it less stressful on people.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I just like for people to see my likes. I mean, that's just what it is. But you know.
So you as an artist with a big following, how do you feel about Instagram hiding US likes? Because they've already started in Italy, Australia, and a couple other places to where they're going to be hiding likes. You can still see the likes, but everybody else can't see them.
Oh, that's gangster.
Yeah,
I
fully support that.
And you could see the likes.
You can see the likes, but everybody that follows you can't see the likes.
So you can still show it to companies or whatever for advertising purposes.
Yo,
or, you know, but
I love that. I'm 100% behind that. If y'all watching this Instagram or whatever part of the world, man, holla at D1 Music, DEE, the #1 music. I'm about that all day. I think that's great, man.
I think it's gonna make it less stressful on people who might not have as big a following. People just, you know, people be stressed out over their likes.
You know what's a real culture nowadays? It's called post and delete. And post and delete is a thing because, I posted that picture, but it ain't get the amount of likes that I wanted it to for the rest of the world to see. It don't look good compared to the rest of my timeline. Let me delete it. You know, the fact that we having to spend real time out of our days checking back up on pictures to see how many likes they got because of how it's going to look to the outside world. We wasting valuable time in the real world. You know what I mean? So I would love for that.
You watch Black Mirror at all?
No.
Black Mirror did an episode kind of about that, how people's world revolves around their likes and their social media and stuff. Might need to check that out.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yo, with that, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more right after this. All right, everybody, we are back. So, D1, you want to explain like what's about to happen right now?
Yeah, so what's about to happen is my album God and Girls is out, and I really started this really cool discussion series called God Talk and Girl Talk that I do on Instagram Live. Tonight fell on the night of me doing Girl Talk, where we talk about love, we talk about relationships, we just talk about, you know, things that women go through in general, and I give my opinions on stuff, and I open the floor up for Q&A. So we're gonna pivot to where my good friends here were like, man, you don't have to cancel your Girl Talk session that you're gonna do. Let's do it and incorporate it into the podcast. So here we are. We starting in 1 minute, to be honest with you. So yeah, get ready to see D1's fan base come in here, and we're gonna have Girl Talk. Yeah.
So in that 1 minute, why don't you tell everybody where they can go get your merch, man?
Oh yeah, if y'all ain't see Steph Curry rocking it just now, make sure that you go get some Be Real, Be Righteous, Be Relevant gear. You know, 5-star gear for all the soldiers that been through the toughest battles in life and made it out. You heard me, with their integrity and their dignity. Go get it at missionvisionlifestyle.com. You dig? missionvisionlifestyle.com.
You gotta give me a hoodie.
And if you ain't on it, look, that new God and Girls merch collection too. Same site, missionvisionlifestyle.com. Ooh.
the album cover.
I gotta get the hoodie.
I'm gonna get the album cover hoodie.
Word.
Yeah, gotta get the hoodie.
Alright, so it's 9. Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get it popping. So bye.
Can't have too many hoodies.
Some opinionated brothers on here.
Yeah,
sir.
man.
So y'all able to
might
see
won't be
everything
ready.
on here. Okay, oh, this fire. This is fire. Wow, what up, y'all? What's good, what's good, what's good? So look, y'all know what it is tonight. It's your boy D1. We having Girl Talk tonight, just like I promised y'all. You heard me? Yeah, I'm glad everybody logging on, everybody coming in. Y'all pull up. Pull up. It's going down tonight. We having Girl Talk. Tonight is a special night though, cause I'm with a bunch of my partners, a bunch of my homies from college, right? I'm in Baton Rouge right now. Y'all know I was on the radio earlier today. Y'all keep checking in, man. Shout out to, let me give my shout out. Shout out to V the Good Girl. Shout out to Izzy. You heard me? Shout out to Mary Banks. I see you in this thing. Shout out to Jessica. Who else? Oh, my man, Do Matt Music. What up, Matt? My dog Matt in this thing. Congratulations, homie. Shout out to Official Jalen's Bakery. T.I. What's up, girl? Sleeping Bear 33. All of y'all. Ruslan, what's up, boy? Nika, I see y'all in this thing. So we having Girl Talk tonight. I'm in the middle of being interviewed on the Reserve Man podcast. You heard me? My people's in this thing. Yeah, my dog's standing here too. So, what's up, Flo? Oh, Flo, that video gonna drop soon. That thing came out so lit. She was in my video for my dog C-Ware. Where you at, C-Ware? What part of the world you in, baby? What part of the world you in, baby? Get at me.
On the sofa.
Word. Whatever city you in, I heard you on the sofa right now, dog. That's love. So look, y'all, we weren't done recording the podcast, but I told them about Girl Talk, and I could not cancel on y'all. So I'm here. We're gonna have Girl Talk, and we're gonna kind of incorporate it into the podcast. You feel me? And it's been a very lit podcast, by the way. I can't wait till it drop. So here we go. Let's get into these questions. Girl Talk is tonight. So we talking about females, we talking about love, we talking about relationships, we talking about the album. The album God and Girls, I gotta pin that comment. Hold on. Hashtag Girl Talk tonight. And God and Girls album out now. All platforms. Give me that bow and that bow, yeah. For real. Alright, so look, y'all. In case y'all don't know too, before I get into Girl Talk, man, y'all amazing, yo. For this album to come out and chart as high as number 10, you heard me, on the Apple Music, iTunes charts, y'all going crazy. Wait till I tell y'all these. Yeah, thank you. You heard me? Thank you. To chart at number 10 independently. This without a big record label. You heard me? Amazing. I know y'all want to know, man, who reached out, who trying to sign you. I'm going to tell y'all all that soon. But let's get into Girl Talk tonight. Let's see what these questions hitting for. All right. Y'all got some good questions as always. Let's start off with this right here. Oh, so the thing with this is everybody going to be able to see. Yeah. All right. Shout out to Stephanie KG87. You dig? Let's go. Which is more important, time or trust? For me personally, I've been cheated on before. Y'all know that. I talked about that on the podcast.
Right.
I've been cheated on. For me, trust is numero uno. You heard me? Time, like I've had long distance relationships with people before where you don't really get that much time, or they might be naturally super busy. But as long as I trust you, I ain't tripping. You got a busy schedule, all good. So I'm gonna say time as a man. I'm sorry, trust, hands down. What's y'all answer?
I put it like this: if it's no matter how much time you spend with a person, if you don't trust them, it don't even. It's pointless.
I was about to say that same thing. Like you're not gonna give somebody the time that you don't trust. Like why you gonna trust somebody?
Right.
If you don't trust somebody, you're not gonna spend.
Hey,
time.
watch this.
That's real.
Stan made me think about something. A lot of times in life, I would say this one the one that actually cheated on me. That's crazy, bro. I
spent the most time with you.
I spent the most time with you. And I was overcompensating for a lack of trust that I had in her. So I was like, well, if I'm with her all the time,
She can't cheat on me.
She can't cheat on me.
But she did it.
But I gotta sleep sometimes. When I slept, she crept.
You cannot be with her 24 hours out the day, man.
you go.
It's just not gonna work. You can't be with her 24 hours out the day. She go to the bathroom. She might be texting somebody else. If there's no trust, you ain't got nothing.
When I was sleeping, you was creeping. You heard me? I realized that. Dang.
Well, here's the thing, brother. The older you get, the less time that you have.
Facts.
Like you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Me and Shad, we're entrepreneurs. And then just life, which all of us can relate to.
Right.
You have more you're doing. You're trying to mentor. Trying to get involved in certain organizations in the community. You working. You out here trying to get the bag. I mean, there's just less time that you have. So you gotta be able to have that trust in the person that you want to be with, knowing they gonna hold it down.
Look how lit we are tonight. Shout out to GP, you heard me, with all this technology power. So we see ourselves on the big screen. We can see all y'all comments. We got a whole crib. Everybody in the crib, you heard me. We want y'all to see my dog Leetrick, my dog C-Web, everybody that's back there, man. Y'all see it's super lit tonight. So that's what we saying. What y'all talking about in these comments? They said, Dan, I'm so sorry. What was wrong with her? Matter of fact, do you know who I'm talking about when I keep talking about?
Don't remember the name. I know exactly who you're talking about, though.
This man went to school with me, so he knows exactly who I'm talking about. And I tell them on here though, first of all, I'm not trying to be messy at all when I talk about this stuff. But it's about people understanding, bro. I don't care what pedestal y'all put me on. I go through real life stuff just like everybody else. One of the dudes who I know for a fact that this particular young lady, when we were at LSU, cheated on me with, I saw dude at a Nas brunch that Nas had like a private brunch 2 weeks ago. I saw dude. Went up to him, dapped him off, hugged him, what's up, partner, how you doing? You know what I mean?
You can't be mad at him.
You can't be mad, you know what I mean? You can't be mad, period.
That's something I wanted to ask you about,
though.
Because in one of your songs, you talked about, I know you've been cheated on, but you also, you feel very strongly about a woman being with the wrong man.
Yeah.
And you'll finesse her, if possible.
I did say that. Real Smooth had the email on the ground with a DM.
So I was gonna ask you how you feel about that the other way around. If you feel like a dude ain't, is it cool for you to get somebody that you interested in if she not being treated right?
In real life, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't holler at women who I know are in relationships or married. That's never been my style. But nowadays, 99% of the world are in situationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they on Instagram posting that they with a dude or something like that. But in real life, they not in a committed relationship. You know what I'm saying? Nika Booski. You hear me? What's up, Nika? Should you give your girlfriend?
We laughing because.
Should you give? What y'all laughing for? Should you? Hold on. Keyword. Hold on. Keyword. All caps. Girlfriend. Should you give your not your wife? Should you give your girlfriend all access to your social media accounts and password? No.
Because what we talked about, if you ain't got trust,
we just talked about trust. If the trust there, baby, you don't need the password. We good. You don't need that.
But what if she said, "What you got to hide? If I could trust you, what you got to hide? Why can't I?"
Baby, we trust each other. You don't need that.
What I say as a married person, it's your wife, totally fine.
Yeah.
A girlfriend, you're not necessarily obligated to do that.
Right.
You're not
Facts.
obligated. You
Facts.
know, if you choose to do that, all right, cool.
Never.
But a man is not obligated to do that.
Never. Not happening.
And if she keep asking, be fake hurt, throw your phone down, say you don't trust me, I'm out.
I got a question though. Like, I feel like that actually, hurts the trust if you give them that, because it's like now you got access to this. What else you go want access to maintain that
They
trust?
get access to your phone. That's everything.
You know what I'm saying? But
It take away your manhood too, man. It take away your individuality.
These days, that's your phone, that's your credit card, that's everything.
First of all, you ain't got no business being with no woman that you don't trust with your credit card.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, he's saying she'll want
Marriage is a whole
everything.
different thing.
Yeah, marriage is a whole different.
I ask y'all another question. All right, in the context of marriage, how y'all feel about separate bank accounts versus one joint account?
we talk about that all the time.
Yeah. My vote, without even knowing any of y'all opinion, my vote is, as a single man, I'm not married, my vote would be all one account. You heard me?
I'm about joint account. I'm about everything in marriage being one.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think that in marriage you have to have transparency. You have to have transparency.
Right.
And if this person has this account, this person has this account,
Yeah.
you really don't know what the other person's doing with their money.
Yeah.
To me, it causes questions. I know I would question certain stuff.
Hold up,
So what I'm gonna
hold up, because I have to interject it.
All right, say what you gotta
Because
say,
we
bro.
just talked about this a couple weeks ago.
We always talk
D1,
about it.
how do you feel about prenups?
Oh! No, watch this. So I'm in a lift a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
I'm out of town. I'm in a lift. You hear me? Old white dude is driving me. This dude just starts opening up to me about marriage. He's 80 years old. One of the things he told me about was, look, you better make sure that whatever you do, that you get a prenup with the woman who you think about marrying. My first wife, I had to give her $25,000 because she claimed that we made that money together and da-da-da. And this dude went off. He was going off so much and so passionate. 80 years old. I started recording it, right? Just because I'm like, I need this audio. I wanted to tell him, sir, I'm actually a rapper and I just put an album out about all of this stuff. God and girls, like, and what you giving me is real content. But he was talking about the prenup thing. Me personally, my family ain't got no money, all right? That being said, we didn't come from where that was ever even needed, because it was like, well, what's half of nothing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's half of we barely kept the lights on this month? So I never thought about that. And in this space, I think that where I'm at and what I stand for in life and the album is called God and Girls. If I'm truly a man of God, therefore pursuing a woman of God, therefore pursuing a godly relationship, I think it would be hypocritical to have a prenup. So
because you know who you getting and you know that she not gonna be after your money.
There you go. They said, "Wow, what's the pause?"
And then old boy got that 25K. He got off easy to me.
Yeah.
And everybody else out here with a divorce.
Wait a minute, he 80, 25K in his day might have been a lot of money. You probably buy a house for 25K.
Yeah. Oh, he said that. He said it happened in 1982. Come on,
1980.
bro. I just got with Verizon for stuff like this.
Hey man, come to
to not
AT&T,
happen
bro.
no more, man.
I'm hook you.
Come on,
You
man.
on Wi-Fi, right?
And I'm on Wi-Fi. What y'all
Might be
doing?
too many of y'all on Wi-Fi.
I'll get off.
Oh, y'all killing my swag. Instagram. It ain't y'all fault. It's Instagram fault.
I got off.
Instagram, come back. I don't want to end it and have to restart it. I might have to, huh?
Hold on, let's see.
They're reconnecting. Boy, no joke. Should I end it and restart it? Yeah.
Yeah, ended and restarted.
Yeah.
So Jake, you said that 25 racks was 1982. That's a big deal.
I don't know.
That's
I
a lot of
mean,
money back then too.
I mean, inflation, baby.
Inflation, baby.
You know,
You could invest that and turn it into something about 80-20.
if you would have, if you would have
Bro, what's
invested
really good?
25 grand,
Hey, did you pause this?
Still rolling.
keep it rolling, man. Why not?
All right, let's keep rolling.
Look, my grandma calling me. Oh, I hate to send you the voicemail, my mom.
What's your Wi-Fi bro saying?
The Wi-Fi act like I was all the way straight in the game. Look.
We'll be turning the Wi-Fi off and then mother start buzzing.
You think turn it off?
I got off.
Yeah, I got off too. Ain't nobody should be on Wi-Fi at this point but you.
It's probably the AT&T trip.
Hey man, don't hit on AT&T.
AT&T is trash, nigga.
Man,
The
don't
only
talk
reason I'm
about
with
my
AT&T
company.
is because they got a fucking contract over there.
Hey man, AT&T just gave me the bag, man. So I ain't just.
All right, let's see.
Strong.
Man, I pray y'all come back in this thing. We was going super duper strong.
Oh yeah, we ain't on it's alright.
The album is called God and Girls. The devil don't like that. So that was the devil, y'all. That was the devil. The devil. There we go. Shout out to everybody coming back. Brandy,
He off the Wi-Fi, that's why I didn't go back.
Sean Wine, Journey. What up, Journey? What up, Sia B? Sia B? What up, Paris? Pretty Ricky Jr. Shout out to Pretty Ricky Jr. In the building. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, y'all back in this thing. We going strong. All right, bet. First of all, man, I want to know, y'all been rocking with the Golden Girls album. That's what I really want to know. Answer that for me. Look at Tiara said, I be pausing on them, dog. That's funny. Y'all heard that song on the album called Passing on Them? All right. Here we go. So we answering questions about girls, women, relationships. This is a great question. Great question. We in here. Shout out to Airborne. She said, great album. I appreciate you, Queen. Y'all keep running them streams up. Yo, I'm not going to say it anymore. This is not for me. This is not a money play. This ain't even about that. I am a symbol for something way greater than me. Come from New Orleans, Louisiana. Making positive, real music that's real, righteous, and relevant. Keeping God first. It's important to put numbers up on the board so that young people who are in middle school, who look like us, who you see in this crib right now, can say, yo, dang, I could be a man from Louisiana that stand for some real stuff as well, whether it's in music or not, and I could actually succeed and win. You know what I mean? That's why I want to keep putting numbers on the board. So y'all, let's get it, man. MVPs in this thing. What are your thoughts on married women having male friends? Me personally?
No.
Oh, we not. All right. Me personally, y'all? No.
Right.
No way in the world.
Next
Like,
question.
what? Right. Like, anybody feel differently? Married? Say.
But like this.
No.
Like this. After you meet me, ain't no more male friends. Like,
No.
You can't.
That's like saying.
Wait. Let me finish my thought. Like, you can't make no more male friends. Now, if you already had something, you maintain your people. Who
If you're a real dude, or if that dude was real, if I was cool with your wife prior to you and her getting married, as a real dude, I'm gonna tell her, yo, we gotta have boundary lines with our stuff now. I gotta form a relationship with your dude, and if anything, I feel more comfortable going through your dude.
I was about to say, you being ridiculous talking about ain't no more male friends. It's to an extent. You gotta. It's about, can you be friends with somebody who respect your marriage and respect your husband? I ain't expecting you to cut everybody off, but that's like to say
everybody off.
He clarified.
I knew of his wife before he got married, but we didn't become friends till he married her because we was friends. So that's an additional male friend. It's about the people that's gonna be, and he don't have a problem with that because he knows that we're not gonna disrespect his wife. So it's okay to have a certain extent of new male friends. You can't say no new friends. Yes, it is. It is the same. That's a new friend.
You his friend.
But what I'm saying is, so I can't be friends
he
without
wouldn't
him.
feel the same way if she came home and was like, hey, I made a new friend at work today.
Airborne,
Go and get drinks.
Airborne is feeling you, Shagari. She feeling
But
you.
no,
She's
but
like,
no,
she's saying that's controlling. If we wouldn't want our wives to have. When you say no male friends,
But reverse it though.
New male friends.
The rules change.
oh, it hit
rules
different. It
change.
hit different when it's showing the other foot.
It hit different. It hit different.
Somebody asked me about Hot Girl Summer, yo. Let's talk about. Well, hold on. So what we gonna do, y'all, is we actually gonna get back into the podcast. And that's the picture. Oh, that's gangster. Look, y'all. So my dog drew that on me. Yeah. Oh, that's fire. Shout out to my man Tamarick. Yeah. That's gangster. That's what's up, bro. All right. Let's see. We're gonna take a couple more questions on here. Girl talk is going down tonight. Y'all back in this thing strong with me too. All right. Here we go. If dating, how do you feel about your girlfriend having the male friend that she once dated? Is you crazy?
Next question.
Is you crazy?
Next question.
Can your dude go kick it with his ex?
Is you crazy?
Can your dude honestly go kick it with his ex? That's a good question. Next.
Honestly, that's unanimous, yo. No, that's not. No, like, bro, like, if a woman would even ask me a question like that, so like, can I be cool with have y'all ever had somebody even try you like that? Like, look, I should be allowed to be cool with my ex, because technically, matter of fact, they had a...
Hey, I'll be real with you. One chick told me that.
One chick told me that.
I ain't never talked to her again.
I did talk to her again when she told me that. But I talked to her just to tell her, you crazy. I'll never be with you. Straight up. Talking about, well, we go to the same church. You know what I mean? So we go to the same church. So I still see him, and, you know, he's real cool with my family. You know what? That's all good. And whatever dude you're going to end up with,
he going to
have to understand it, because it ain't me.
Right.
It ain't me.
What's next?
What's next? If it ain't about God, it's about these girls. Would you ever be friends with a transgender or a gay guy? Ooh. Let me take this one first. Would you ever be friends with a transgender or a gay guy? So, I am friends with 2 dudes who I know who are gay. Who I know. They got some, you hear me? I know one transgender person in my life who I physically went to school with, actually played ball with, basketball, on the same team and everything, who ended up being transgender. And it's definitely one of those type of moments. But then you just think about it, like, does that mean that I just hate that person all of a sudden? It's impossible for me to spew some sort of hatred towards this person because they made that lifestyle choice. Even in terms of people who are gay, they say they'll pass. We're not passing on this question, man. This what we doing this for, y'all. This what we doing this for. Like, I made the album Garden Girls for y'all to bump and enjoy, but ultimately these topics are huge. So we're gonna keep God Talk and Girl Talks going. So I have a couple friends who I know of who are gay, and I would consider them friends. We definitely we're not just associates. I think that it's a situation where when we talk about those topics, I'm never gonna make any progress in any kind of conversation with someone about if they got a difference of opinion on sexuality or religion or anything, unless there's a foundation of love that's been built there. You know what I mean? So for me, like, building that foundation of love is something I could do with pretty much anybody on this earth. And from there, if we have differences over time, now we have a platform to express and talk about those differences in a place that could be constructive. So that's me personally.
I'll dive in there. I think as a young man, like growing up in New Orleans, you know, I mean, we fed into those stereotypes. So you be like, nah, I ain't about to do that.
Right.
But, you know, as a grown man, if I had a friend or whoever who came out as gay or whatever it might be, just like you just said, I couldn't just all of a sudden, like, hate them or shun them or push them to the side. To me, it ain't even natural to do that. I think that, you know, you would still be friends with that person. It'll be probably a little bit different because you're like, it may be a shock to you. It may just be different to you because you didn't always know that person like that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to accept them for who they are.
Yeah.
As a grown person. As a young man, it might have been a little bit harder for me. But as a grown man now, I mean, I'm going to be accepting for whoever they are.
Right.
You know?
To follow up on what Stan's saying is you don't have to agree with people's lifestyle to respect people's lifestyle and treat them as humans. Like, as long as they're not harming you or trying to get you to indulge in that lifestyle, then you can still respect them as humans. You ain't gotta hate them. You ain't gotta shun them. You ain't gotta turn your friendship away. You don't have to respect it.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to like it, but you can respect them as a person.
Right.
Big facts.
And not, humiliate them.
And the crazy part about it, I mean, there's people, I mean, everybody probably has somebody who's probably gay in their family.
Right.
And are you going to shun them or throw them
so
to the side?
So watch this. Oh man, that's a whole nother discussion that we used to do this. So Domino Dollar 713. I appreciate you, soldier. I appreciate you for commenting on this. I'm gonna have to disagree with you though. He said, I can cordially know you, but a friend is too close. He said, bad company corrupts good character. Watch the spirit you entertain. So I also know that God hates all sin. And he says no sin is greater than any other one.
And it's not a place to judge.
So that being said, if you hang with people who have had sex outside the context of marriage, they're fornicators. God frowns upon fornication just like he may frown upon homosexuality. So have you ever hung with a fornicator before?
Have you ever hung with somebody that stole something? You ever hung with somebody
that
did
lie.
drugs.
You know, yeah.
Hung with a
Like
liar.
that's just my mindset on that, little brother. You heard me?
Jesus hung out with sinners.
Yeah.
I mean, if you only hang out with sanctified people,
Right.
then who can you say? Who can you influence?
Who can you hang with? Because who's
Yeah.
really sanctified? Who's
And I
really
don't
pure
know
down
you, brother, but people usually make excuses like that when they trying to justify something. It don't, and you think somebody gonna judge you. It's you're not gay because you know somebody gay. It's because you have a gay friend.
Right.
Like you can still be you,
Yeah.
and respect other people.
See, it's like the comment. It's like the question that I know Stan was gonna ask me on the podcast about. We recording on that? Oh, dope. It's like the question you were gonna ask me about. Do I consider myself a Christian rapper or not or whatever? I feel like when people go above and beyond to try to say, I'm not a Christian rapper, don't call me that, or I'm this type of rapper. That sounds like it's coming from a place of insecurity when as the artist, you're going above and beyond to tell people how they should feel about your art. I feel like, dog, I've gone out in public with one of my friends who I'm pretty positive is gay before, right? Just me and him going out in public, going to an event.
Right.
And you best believe it was on my mind, like, man, what these people gonna think when I walk up with somebody that's gay? But then soon as that thought came in my mind, like the bigger thought came up in like, man, people know how you rockin', D, and you know how you rock.
Right.
So you like that ain't your place to even worry about that, cause now that's coming from a place of fear. If you're thinking, what are people gonna think if I walk up here with someone, you know? And I gotta get out of that stuff, you know. So I'm just telling y'all that. All right, next question. Let's see. It's so many. All right, strategically made. Strategically _ made says, so you don't want your lady to twerk? LOL.
Not on the gram.
In private,
Not on the
Not on the gram.
In the bedroom.
Not on the gram, man. Not for everybody else to see. She needs to twerk for me to see. That's it.
Right. Donaldsonville's finest. You heard me?
I'm out here. 70346. You heard me?
Yeah. That's my thing. Yeah, if you out here, look, once we get married, you're an extension of me. You represent my brand.
Facts.
When I'm not around, they're like, you a member of the Augustine family at the end of the day. If you twerking on the ground, what? Like, what you really doing for our family name at that point? Like, I ain't nah.
Hey, we all in agreement.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Next question.
Let's see. Okay. Let's go right in, man. We ain't running from it. Do you believe in sex before marriage? Well,
Define believe.
believe. I think I take the word believe.
Define believe.
Dude, I take that to mean morally right.
Do you believe in sex before marriage? There's no way that I can sit here and act like in God's eyes, sex before marriage is right. You know, I clearly see in the word where it's not right. So I don't believe in it. Have I partaken in sex before marriage is a different question. Yeah. I'm not a virgin, you know, for people who, I don't know, maybe y'all thought that, but I doubt that y'all thought that. But believing in it, no. I think that everyone has their struggles and their vices that they deal with and they work to overcome. And God understands that. You know, God literally understands that people have struggles and weak areas. You look at David in the Bible. You know what I mean? They say David was a man after God's own heart. They say God loved him some David. But y'all know about what David did with Bathsheba. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
and you human. People don't want the real. Check out track number 5.
Oh, plug.
David took it to another level though.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
killed and everything.
You
David was
talking
wild.
about savage?
Yeah.
They said, let's see. All right. Okay, I think this is a great question. Myra be like said, shout out to Myra. What is your definition? Oh yeah, I will say that. Shout out to Michi. What up, Michi? That's the other thing is, I do think it's important though, if you're serious about your walk with God, to get to the point where you don't normalize sin, and you don't just get to the point where it's like, well, God, you just gonna have to understand, bro. Like this right here, I'm just need. I'm
gonna do this.
I'm just gonna do this, bro. And that's the hard part.
But that's easier said than done, though.
Oh,
Like,
way easier said
yeah.
than done. Way easier said than done. Because I feel like the way we treat God is we want 100% of our prayers answered by God, but a lot of times we only want to adhere to about 80% of what He wants us
We
to
don't
do.
want 100%
God, I
obedience.
ain't trying
Not
to,
even
not even 80. God, I ain't trying to give you 100% of what you want from me. But man, every prayer I send up, I really want that mug answered, and that's
Right.
selfish.
Right.
It's, what's your definition of a soulmate?
It's a Shad question.
Yeah, Shagari. Shag,
Man,
Ruffin.
look, time don't even define a soulmate because when you got your soulmate, you gonna feel it. It's gonna hit you. Like, I mean, it's hard. It's really hard for me to explain because some people say it's spending such and such amount of time. Man, you can spend all the time in the world with somebody and think you good with them, and then meet somebody else for a few minutes and feel a more intense feeling for that person. So it's not something that's defined. It's something that you feel. It's something that you know is right for you. You mesh well. You work good together. You complement each other. If you fight, you're going to work it out. And that's ultimately somebody that you feel like no matter what happened, that's your person.
Right.
Okay, I'll jump off the porch and say this. I think that just because someone is your soulmate doesn't mean that they're meant to be your spouse.
That's interesting. Why you say that?
Preach.
Because you can have an out of this world connection with someone, but at the end of the day,
You're only supposed to be friends.
you're only supposed to be friends, or that's a great one.
Let's
You're only
see.
supposed to be friends, or it just gets to the point where y'all lifestyles aren't compatible enough. Y'all schedules may not align enough. Timing may not be on y'all side, and all of these are factors that determine who we ultimately choose to spend our lives with.
But
Just
to
to
come
connect-
full circle,
Uh-huh.
you're not about to let your wife be friends with her soulmate if it ain't you. And it's another dude.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Wow.
I would.
Right?
That's real.
I'm
Go
gonna take
ahead, James. I
I'm
got
gonna
a
take a
question
step
too.
back from soulmate.
You know some. Oh, my bad.
And just talk
Go ahead.
about love in general.
All right.
Because we had a conversation about that recently. So I think basically, essentially, what we determined is there are two phases, like two parts of being in love. There's that initial feeling of love, infatuation, of wanting somebody, all of that. But then there's also the decision to commit to that person, to doing the things that they need you to do in order to feel love. And that's a commitment that you have to make continuously.
Right.
You know, so just because you have a soulmate doesn't necessarily mean that's the person that you're supposed to quote unquote be in love with. Because part of that is a decision.
So my question is, like, what is y'all's definition of a soulmate? Because in my opinion, a soulmate is the person you're supposed to be with, and it's
Man,
not.
that's-
And it's to me, it's more than just a feeling. It's somebody you got to be compatible with in all ways.
But that's
that
how I
includes financials. That includes a lot of other.
When I think
things than
soulmate,
just-
I don't think about stuff like we have financial compatibility. I think a soulmate is like
it's
you
like
the female version of me. Like we really, and that might just mean we meant to have a brother and sister type of relationship.
see, I don't look at that as personally. I don't look at that person as a soulmate.
Spreadsheet, by the way.
Spreadsheet
Yeah,
stand.
I don't look at that as a soulmate. I just look at it as a true friend. To me, a soulmate involves some type of love, like
Okay.
romantic type of love.
Okay.
Not I just love this person as a friend.
Eros.
To me, that's not a soulmate. That's just my personal opinion.
I think that sometimes the person who you might love the most might not. It's almost like if you're trying to hire somebody at a job that you own, and you love a certain candidate so much, but you're just like, dang, that's just not the right fit for what we need right now. I love this person. Imagine if you're a GM for a sports team and you looking at the draft and it's like, yo, ultimately, I love Ja Morant the most out of everybody in this draft.
But you can't pass on
But
Zion.
we already got Steph Curry on our team. Let's say the Warriors ended up with the first pick. Man, we don't need no Ja Morant. We got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in our backcourt already. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I love him the most. But what's the best fit for what we need is Zion. You heard me?
See, I think when I think of soulmate, I think of a person that no matter what the situation is, there's this intense pull that kind of like draws it all together. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that might not be the person that you might need to be with, but that's just the person that you just really
Yep.
really intensely want to be with. You know what I
feel
mean?
See, I guess I don't get it. Like you say, it's not the person you need to be with.
Well,
but isn't a soulmate should be good for you, right?
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't buy that.
Yeah, I
that
don't-
a soulmate has to be good for you, whether it's just friends, whether we not gonna be together, or whether we gonna be kicking it.
Right, because in today's society, you talking about people who want to build together. Your careers, your vision, your goals got to line up. Financially, things got to line up. I don't think that's a qualifier for like a soulmate. You know what I mean?
Not alone, not by itself.
Right. So I think that you could potentially pass on a soulmate because of other things.
Okay, we ain't got no soul. Next question.
All right.
What they
Oh,
mean by self?
let's see. They said, yeah, you saw that question?
Yeah.
How do you avoid becoming self-righteous? I think it was the question. Hold
Yeah,
on, let me
was
see. Then they said, somebody said, if you found the one, will you be ready to marry now?
That's a good one.
That's a real good question. Hold on. If I found the one, would I be ready to marry now? That's true, because we always say we looking for the one, but are we the one?
Yeah.
Like are we the one? Yo, one reality that I have had to confront in my life is sometimes we like the idea of something more than we like the reality of it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes even with us, I think women may like the idea of who, and on social media, everyone can relate to this. We all have a persona on social media. Our persona oftentimes is not 100% reflection of who we are and how we are on a daily basis. Social media, especially Instagram, is almost like a highlight tape, of our lives. We're gonna put the biggest, brightest, dopest, most likable, commentable moments of our lives on social media oftentimes. That doesn't match up with the reality of being with us, which is, oh, you got some funky breath in the morning. Oh, you are indecisive. Oh, you're not good when it comes to managing money. You ain't putting that on Instagram, but this comes along with the reality of being with you. So I will say this. If I found the one right now, would I be ready to marry now? Yes, I would be ready. But what I'm doing is I'm also making sure that I would be worthy of being married. Not because of the idea. A lot of people would like the idea of, oh, I would love to be with a dude like him, da-da-da. But I want the reality to match up with the idea as well. So,
All right. And David, so because you've been hurt before and you're very candid about that, do you think that you're more likely to be more careful with the next person, or are you sure to not make the next girl pay for what the past girl done to you?
Yeah, I definitely have some war wounds. You heard me, some scars that scar tissue comes up to where if a new girl is doing something that reminds me of what someone in the past did, and I'm like, oh, last time I was with somebody and she said that she just had a male friend and it wasn't nothing to worry about, that ended up being a dude, she ended up cheating on me with. Things like that come up, and I have to ask myself, am I giving this person a fair shake, or am I making them suffer for what I've been through in the past? I think that I'm in a space right now where, what was the question?
Do you do your due diligence to make sure you're not making the new girl pay for what the past girl did? Because we talk about it all the time. Like, everybody don't love the same. When you meet somebody, you got to figure out their love language. And
yeah,
I think, like, when you're in a relationship, you should do a progress report along the way. Like, am I still loving you the way you need to be loved?
Yeah.
Is this going the way you want it to be?
Yeah.
Am I giving you what you need?
Yeah.
And so forth on, because people, the breakdown in communication it can be hurtful and stuff, because just because she's doing stuff that reminds you of what somebody else did to you, that could just be something that's common to her, and she's not knowing that she's doing something hurtful.
So what's important is we have to be able to communicate in a relationship. We got to be able to communicate about what our needs are and how we need to be loved.
Absolutely.
Like, we got to be able to communicate that, and a lot of people don't even know what their needs are. You don't have to be ashamed of how you need to be loved. You should be able to put that out there to someone so that they can know. Like, how can you expect a child to pass a test if you don't give them instructions on, what constitutes a passing grade, and saying, yo, you fill in these bubbles right here with the correct answer. If you just give a child a Scantron and you just say, just go. And if they've never taken a test before, they might not know, like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
So
See, that's big. That's big what you just said. Because I feel like, not necessarily punish somebody for what the past girl did, because I know a lot of people do that. But I think it's very, very important to where, like, I can speak for me in situations where I might have been hurt in the past, or there was other situations where I was a little too anxious to make the situation work what I thought it was going to be. So at this point, not saying that I wouldn't necessarily be ready, but I do have to take my time and do my due diligence to make sure it's the right situation that I need to invest my time in, because everybody got this list, right?
Yeah.
Everybody got this list of what they want, what they expect, and this, that, and the other. But I feel like people confuse the list with the passing grade, like, oh, I found my list, let me go ahead and do this, instead of the prerequisite for the class. So once you get this list, then that's when you should know, hey, maybe I should kind of see what's going on with this situation instead of just diving in the pool head first, because sometimes you dive in the pool head first, that could create a bad situation for you as well. So not saying that you shouldn't be ready, but you should be ready to invest some time and to see what's going on versus just be ready to get married right then and there.
Right. What's next?
All right. Dang, y'all, I love doing these God talks and these girl talks because this time be flying, y'all. I told y'all I like to do like 45 minutes. It's been 40 minutes already. You heard me? That's crazy. Somebody just asked this. They didn't ask it in the question box. They said, do you believe in divorce? Man.
Absolutely.
I'll take that one.
Go ahead.
Okay,
The
so
lawyer.
The lawyer.
by trade, I'm a lawyer.
If you get in a car accident,
By
call
trade,
Harry Brown.
by trade, you a lawyer.
You know,
By mentality, you a lawyer too, boy. You think like a lawyer. You don't never think like a lover.
my thoughts also tend to. Wait a minute, I love baby. I got a lot of love in my life.
But say, I love baby.
God is love, and so is Jay. So
This boy just equated himself to.
Nah, yeah.
I'm trying to be more godlike, baby. I'm a D1. So,
The J for Jesus, baby.
look, I do not. To me, the worst possible outcome, and I'm single, is for me to be
Slide,
stuck
ladies.
in a marriage where I'm miserable. So I believe that you should do everything that you can to make a marriage work, which includes, prayer and counseling or any other options available to you. But I do not think that you should be stuck in a marriage where you're miserable for any reason. If you have kids, the kids are going to be impacted by your behavior together. I mean, and you may think, oh, we're being very careful not to do this in front of kids, not to do that. But I had a friend who's divorced now, and I went to visit him and his wife. And the most striking thing to me about that entire weekend I spent there was that I never saw them touch each other once. And I was like, man, it just felt weird to me. It was
You say
awful.
you never saw them touch each other and then married.
They married.
Wow.
Used to be married.
Used to be married.
Yeah.
They're divorced now. So I don't believe in staying in a marriage if it's gonna make everybody miserable.
All right, sure. I ain't gonna lie, bro. The married, I'm in the rare class in that I'm a black man, grew up in New Orleans, LA, and my mother and father are still married to this day, and my grandma and grandpa are still married to this day. I talk about it on the album.
God and Girls.
On God and Girls.
Talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk about they've been married 66 years. I talk about
I was just telling my wife that.
the circumstances that caused them to go on and get married, they never came out and said it, but I did the math, and I'm like, wait, they got married in April, and my daddy was born in November. That's 7 months, and my daddy wasn't premature, so I'm like, oh, I know what happened. They met in January of 1953 and got married 3 months later. And in my mind, I'm like, what am I doing wrong, Papa? Like, tell me, because I'm sitting here, you obviously just had it figured out, you know what I mean? In 3 months, you just knew Mama was the one, and he never really gave me like a clear answer when I talked to him about that. But in reality, he met her in January, got her pregnant in February, you heard me? And then probably was like, yo, it's just not a good look family-wise to be out here and about to have a baby with somebody and we not married. I guess just That was the social norms at that time was like
Times were different.
That's not what's up. Times were different. Nowadays people will be like, all right, we're gonna co-parent, you know what I mean, and that's a wrap. But they got married. But I also saw
some will be like, before this administration, I'm gonna slide you that.
Go ahead, man.
Be real.
Man.
I know it's guys and girls, but some guys straight up ask you, you want to go half on that abortion?
On that abortion. Oh, that's one thing that had never been talked about in this is abortion, yo. That's man, that's a whole nother
That's a long.
That's a whole nother girl talk. We're gonna have to talk about one.
Might
of
not
these.
be an issue much longer.
So
You
what,
should listen
abortion?
to our episode on that.
Right. Let me see. Damn, y'all, it's 9:44, y'all. So look, this is what we gonna do. We didn't pretty much ran through our girl talk for the night. We weren't done with the podcast yet. Y'all still have some questions for the podcast that y'all wanted to go through. So we gonna y'all can stay on if y'all want, but we about to get back to the rest of their questions that they have for me on the podcast. We talking about the album Garden Girls. You dig right there. Y'all see that album cover? That's why I got the pink bandana on. If you haven't noticed, lately I've been rocking a lot of pink and black. That's just like, thematic or whatever. I thought it was cool. I don't know if y'all did, but yeah, that's that. So all right, let's get it, y'all. Where we was at?
Cool. You jump in there. You got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in. So what's next, man? What's next for D1?
What's next?
I mean, you told us you got 3 albums like done sitting on the shelf.
Oh, they ain't know that. I guarantee people on live
Okay.
ain't know that. What's next for me? I did say that I've been going crazy with the recording, so I'm sitting on multiple albums right now. Literally sitting on 3.
You like Prince, man.
So you do it by albums, or you just say songs? Some people say, well, I got like 100 songs locked away. You saying albums?
Albums, bro. To me, an album is like a complete thought. Songs are like words, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can have buku words that you're just like, I have this many words that I have written out, and it could be like, okay, that's 10 words. To me, because that was a complete sentence, that's an album.
Right.
So that's how I treat this stuff. As I'm making songs, I'm putting them together and classifying them like, yo, these right here, this feels like a full body of work that makes a statement. Therefore, it's gonna be an album.
Gotcha.
And that being said, I got 3 of them right now that's done. What's next though is pushing Garden Girls, because everybody on here right now, all the MVPs, my whole MVP nation, that's the Mission Vision Posse. That's what I call all of my family, all of my fans that support the MVPs. Also stands for morals, values, and principles. You know what I mean? My man C Webb really hit me with that jewel, and I'm like, bro, duh, like that's a God moment for sure. That being said, now that the album is out, I know that a lot of people are rocking with it and locked in with it, but it's still so many people that not on it yet, you know? So for me, the main part is what I'm doing right now in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, what I was doing earlier at the radio station and last night in New Orleans at the radio station and on a podcast last night. I'm flying to LA next week and I'll be doing the same thing in LA. Like, this is where the grind come in, fellas. Like, when we talk about people wanting to rap or be in the entertainment industry, we know a lot of people who got bars and who got talent, or they just got natural God-given talent. But this grind is not always pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that doesn't cost money. Like, this is stuff. I'm sick right now if y'all can't tell, but I'm here because it's like I gotta be here. Then I'm about to do this same thing I'm doing here in LA, in Chicago, in New York, in Atlanta, to push the album. So I'll be pushing Garden Girls album. I plan on shooting music videos for a ton of songs. So right now, People Don't Want That Real has a music video.
Okay.
Gotta watch that. That mother cold. Ready For You has a music video. I Know God music video just dropped yesterday, and we shot one for It Ain't Safe as well. So that'll be coming out probably next week.
Where can we find it?
All on YouTube.
Okay.
All the videos on YouTube.
What about Garden Girls?
Garden Girls music video. You think it deserves a video?
I think it deserves
absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, the one deserves a video. I gotta do the one. Garden Girls, you think
You
deserves?
should have just
Did
shot
one
a
for
whole visual. Should have just did a whole
Visual
visual
album.
movie.
Collective.
Walk through with it, yeah. But
Yeah.
For real.
this one thing we didn't get to. So I know it was a big thing for you to go independent.
Yep.
So what about it was, just so, so much freedom? Like, where your old record label it wasn't fitting you anymore, wasn't fitting where you wanted to go as an artist?
Yeah, bro. I tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you in the rawest way possible. I got tired of people shooting down all my ideas and not shooting them down with other alternative solutions, but just shooting them down for the sake of. Some of my biggest moments in my career, Sally Maybach, that song I put out a couple years ago, that went huge, got super viral, led to a super dope partnership with me and Sally Mae. The record label told me that was corny. They said they wasn't putting that song out. They didn't like it. You know, a lot of my moves that I've made, and people like, dang, you hosting the red carpet for these BET Awards, or you on the Real, or you on ESPN, or you doing all these tours. Record label had nothing to do with that stuff. So for me, after a while, it was like,
I'm doing it on my own.
yeah, I'm doing it on my own. I'm doing it on my own, and y'all getting the lion's share of any proceeds that come in from the music. Now let's make it clear. I wasn't dumb enough to sign a 360 deal, so I didn't have no 360 deal. You know what I mean? So I wasn't in one of those situations like a lot of artists, but I was in a situation where momentum is everything in this industry, and they were killing my momentum because I couldn't put music out unless they signed off on it, and I had to go through them for that. And they were saying no to so much stuff.
All right, explain to us. A 360 deal would be they get a piece of everything you do.
A 360 deal means these Be Real, Be Righteous, Be Relevant 5-star hoodies. This is my brand. God gave me this. Be real, be righteous, be relevant. These words, you know what I mean? This is trademarked at this point. Like, this comes from me. But if this is something that D1 is putting out, and D1 is in a 360 deal with a major record label, they have to eat a pretty large percentage off of anything that this, you know, that comes in from this. If I do shows, if I go do a speaking engagement, anything, anything, bro, they would have to eat a pretty large percentage off of all that stuff. And for me, I didn't sign one of those deals, but it was just hard after a while, bro. It was just hard, and it wasn't as fun anymore. You know, I just got to that. When I signed my deal, it was kind of just one of those bucket list things. Like, bro, growing up, like, you want to sign. Ever since I've been at LSU, I want to get signed. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a big thing, bro. And the what you call it, the advance that they give you when you sign, that advance money, it changed my life. I ain't gonna lie. Like, the advance money, it was something serious at that time. You know, at that time. But then when you get to the point where over the course of the years, even that type of bread, that wouldn't even like make me jump nowadays if they were like, we'll sign you and we'll give you this. What I got back then, which was everything to me, changed my whole life. Nowadays I'd be like, I'm good, I'm betting on me. You know what I mean? So just that, bro.
Yeah, man, that's something that come with age, man. You know, money not what it used to be. You know, 20 years ago you could have gave me $1,000 and I thought I was balling. What's $1,000 now?
Got two
Possibly a
questions
rent
about
check?
the album. I mean, how was it to work with PJ Morton?
How was it to work with PJ Morton?
Yeah, another New Orleans artist.
The only people I collab with, that's another thing that I said. The only people life is too short to be doing collaborations with people. That's like letting somebody into your crib. You're not coming into my crib unless I feel like we're really friends. And I don't have to ever question if you're going to save that location and come plot on like, all right, so I know he out of town on these days. I see how the crib's set up. I can break in there and rob his stuff. Nah, that's how I feel about my music, you know? I want my music to be transformative and to change my fans' lives and uplift their spirits. That being said, if I'm inviting you on my album, I want to be real friends with you. So everybody, including PJ Morton, I'm proud to say I'm real friends with them, you know? So to get PJ on the song, it just felt like kicking it with my homie and me telling them, look, bro, I got this song. I'm talking about this girl I'm dating. She ended up moving to New York and at like the peak of the relationship, and it's tough on me or whatever. Ultimately, though, I just left it go. I said, I'm going to leave it in God's hands. You think you could do something on that thing? And he did what he did, and we got
I felt sad for you on that song, bro.
For real.
I was real life hurt for you, my dog.
Dog, and the good thing is, I like being on this. I went out my way to hit stand up. Like, bro, I want to come on here because, like, y'all know these people and y'all know these stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a girl I was with at LSU. In real life, not the one who cheated. You know, this was somebody else who I was with at LSU. And it's like, yo, everything going great with us. You know what I mean? And then after graduation, some people choose to stay local. I was like, I'm staying in BR. I'm gonna get a job right down the street, over there. Some people like, I graduated college. I feel like I need to spread my wings and just, and this was a real life situation I went through. So, yeah.
I mean, so what's your thoughts on the current state of the rap game? I mean, we know about speaking positivity, about encouraging people, to be their best version of themselves, to love God. But what about some of these other fellas? And even aside from the content, just the artistry of the game right now.
Okay. I think you got a lot of talented artists in the game. You also got a lot of artists who you'll laugh at them if you try to call that talent. You know what I'm saying? What they're doing.
Yeah.
You got more people rapping than ever nowadays. So I'm accepting of the fact that like Lil Wayne influenced the whole generation, and I think that means two things. One is Lil Wayne is lyrical.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole generation that come up under Lil Wayne, they're actually pound for pound lyrical. Lil Wayne is the punchline king. You got people now who were influenced by Wayne their whole life that they spit punchlines out like it's nothing, because they grew up listening to their favorite rapper just spitting out these punchlines effortlessly. But Lil Wayne also influenced the generation to where having content that mattered in your music didn't really matter to them because they like, Lil Wayne ain't talking about nothing. So I ain't gotta talk about nothing, you know what I mean? And I might be talented at making words rhyme or having a dope flow, but content wise, it ain't really hitting on anything, And I think that I see a lot of that nowadays. Ultimately, bro, you reach a point as a man or as a woman. Shout out to all the women, girl talk. You reach a point as a man or a woman to where, regardless of what your profession is, it starts to be about the impact that you're making with your limited time that you're given on this earth. Mm-hmm. And you realize that death is imminent. We're all gonna die one day. And you realize that this job I have doesn't define me. It's not the position itself, it's what I do with the position. Right. It's what I do with the platform. Because everything has two sides. I talk about David a lot from the Bible. David defeated Goliath with a slingshot. Mm-hmm. What people don't talk about is David still had to make a conscious decision as to how he was going to use that slingshot. Just because you're gifted with something, he could have used that slingshot and started throwing rocks at the Israelites. That was his own people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Metaphorically, it sounds crazy, but we know people every day who have a gift, but they use their gift to kill their own people and kill their own community. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? David could have used that slingshot and started beating himself in the head with it until he bled to death. It sounds crazy, but metaphorically, we know people every day who use something that's actually a gift of theirs to actually harm themselves, and they're messing their own lives up. They are their biggest enemy, But David had to make a conscious decision that he was going to use that slingshot for God's glory and for the purpose God gave him that talent for, and he ended up defeating Goliath and becoming literally a world changer because of that. I think as a man or as a woman, we all reach that point. That's why I have grace and I have mercy on the 18 and 19-year-old rappers. I'm not quick to criticize them because I was at LSU at one time before I found God in college, and before I really got serious about my purpose. I was at LSU freshman year at Kirby Smith, and that first mixtape that I put out, that one. And some of them, the Future and the franchise stuff. Some of that, I'm like, I hope that stuff don't never pop up. You know what I mean? I understand with the young people coming up because we all go through that process to a certain extent. Who I don't have as much patience with is these 30-something-year-old, 40-something-year-old rappers who know better. They married. They got kids. Mm-hmm. And they would never want their wife or their kids doing any of this stuff, but they still make a conscious decision to go in the booth and spew out a bunch of negativity.
And they'll tell you it's just about entertainment.
It's just about entertainment. It's just about a check, And like those people, they make me angry, bro. They make me angry. The people who know better. If you don't know better, it's all good, bro. You going through life, and I'm gonna meet you halfway, and I'm gonna love you to the point where, over time, hopefully, you'll see and you'll make that change on your own as far as your content. But the people who do know better and consciously choose to do wrong, I don't have no patience for that. You actually are the enemy, you know.
So we're not gonna hold you much longer, man. But we know this was something that you really wanted to talk about. How you feel about this whole hot girl summer thing?
Ask it again.
How do you feel about hot girl summer?
I wish I could take credit for this answer, but I'm gonna let Shagari say it. I just feel like everybody that's excited about having a hot girl summer now, pretty soon in a few months, they're gonna be having a
Lonely girl winter.
a cold girl winter, a lonely girl winter, all that stuff. So have your fun now, sweetheart. You heard me? I feel like the whole hot girl summer thing, 95% of women don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Let's just come on, man. Let's get to the.
This the only thing that blew me about it, because you know we from the 99 and the 2000 when Cash Money taking over. A hot girl was not a good thing,
Right.
by the Cash Money standards.
Right. Oh no, at all. And I think that most women don't really know what that is. This is the. Let's just get to the root of the issue. Megan Thee Stallion is very hot right now. You know what I mean? She's hot as an artist. She's coming up rapidly. You know what I mean? She's doing what Cardi B did about a year and a half ago, coming out of nowhere and just like taking off like a rocket. That being said, people like her. People are into her. She coined this term, hot girl summer, and all of a sudden, because of her momentum, it's like when you hot, bro. When Lil Wayne was hot, Lil Wayne was saying some stuff that now, a few years later, we look back on it like, boy, that was lame as heck, boy. That little punchline that he said. But when he was hot, Lil Wayne said, I could say don't rhyme and it's gon' rhyme. You know what I mean? And it's like, in real life, you could have did anything, Wayne, when you was that hot, bro.
Right.
And I think that most women don't even know what hot girl summer is, or they're like, yeah, but it's just making the style.
I'm gonna put it like this: if she truly believed in having a hot girl summer and living your best
Then
life,
why you got with Moneybagg Yo?
doing whatever you want to, and cause she killing it, she making money off of that. She don't truly believe in that because she backing her life up with a degree. She in college,
Yeah.
so she don't plan on
And
living
she
like
got a
that for the
boyfriend.
rest of her
And
life.
she got a boyfriend.
I'll say this. I'm not, as y'all know, I'm not a fan of the whole hot girl summer term, but what I will say, because what we currently doing, or what y'all are currently doing, y'all placing a definition, y'all telling women what it means to them. I have my own, because I think, okay, if Michelle Obama or Beyonce, somebody different, not Megan Thee Stallion, was saying they having a hot girl summer and they doing some corporate work or something like that, but they saying they having a hot girl summer, would you look at that differently?
The person who invented the term, she came out on Twitter and clarified what hot girl summer is.
Yeah, we read the definition a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, we read the definition, and to some, it's like a term of empowerment, which I don't necessarily.
But there's people changing the narrative to fit what they wanted to fit.
I'm not talking that because you can
Big
change
fact.
the narrative to whatever.
Big old
You
fact.
can change the narrative to whatever you want it to be. I'm just saying, to me, the term didn't start as a good thing in the first place. So you can't turn a negative into a positive overnight to me. Because a hot girl been a negative for 20 years to me.
I do think it's a generational disconnect to where a lot of the women or a lot of the young ladies that are yelling hot girl summer right now, they don't know nothing about. I bet you they don't even know what BG is. You know what I mean? Type stuff.
I gotta disagree with you. We did a poll, right?
All right.
And we were asking.
A lot of women say it.
We had a podcast where we brought the term hot girl summer or whatnot, and we did a poll where one option was it an empowering thing for women, or was it like an excuse for just to go thought around? Of course, every woman voted, not every woman, but on the side of is it an empowerment thing? Of course, that was all women. But on the other side, it was also majority women, and it was like 50-50 polls, like a 50-50 split.
I'm reading,
and it was women around our age.
I'm reading comments right now. Watch this. My homegirl said, "Who is BG?" That's one comment. So I'm just telling you. Somebody else, my girl Pretty String, said, "I never heard anyone use that term until Meg used it," which implies that she not familiar with. Oh, what you need, boy? I need a hot
The one that
girl.
don't tell them to stop
Eat,
This
swallow
song.
up, and they know how to pop. I need a project, a hood rat, one that don't give up. And since she took that, she gon' dog it with it. She gon' wipe it.
That's a hot girl. That's a hot girl.
Like she won't in it. Then turn around and back it up. Then throw it at Louise until I say, "Ooh, that's enough." Come on, man.
But these memes are killing me, dog. Like we got the whole.
They said,
song.
"Who is BG?"
And you
Who
think
is
about
BG?
and you
I'm
think
reading
about what
this- I'm
Stan
reading
said. You
comments.
talk about the origin of it, which is Megan Thee Stallion, and then you see these memes talking about, yeah, my definition of a hot girl summer: have a power lunch with another black queen, finish a good book, listen to an album, and I'm like, it's not a hot girl summer.
Hey, no, you hit the nail on the head. Let me turn the camera. You hit the nail on the head. I think you said people are conveniently changing the narrative
to what they wanted to mean.
To what they wanted to mean.
Meg Thee Stallion wasn't talking about finishing no books and having no power lunch with no black queen. Right. That's not what she was saying.
Yeah.
Now,
if Michelle Obama would have first come
it
out with the term
different.
hot girl summer, it'll be totally different.
And that's the same argument I make. You gotta look at who was the creator of it and what they are talking about in their music or how they carry themselves, and it's gonna be natural if you're a corporate woman who ain't living like that, and you talk about you having a hot girl summer. It's natural for somebody to associate you with the person who created it and how they acted.
All right, Stan. They said Meg's version of a hot girl summer is being unapologetically you and being yourself.
That's the definition.
Blah 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 blah. You know what that translates into? Nothing. The definition of a hot girl summer is being unapologetically you and being yourself. That doesn't.
You can do that without being.
So you could just say be you.
Just be you.
Having a summer.
Call it a beautiful summer. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're just doing it for the summer.
Now they gonna have females.
And why just do it for the summer? Why just do it for the summer?
Be unapologetic year round.
Yes.
Right,
Why
right.
just do it for the summer? Hot girl summer is like, man, look, it's hot out here. We finna take these clothes off.
But
You
look,
heard me? We
listen,
finna.
fellas that's tuning in. If she having a hot girl summer, she treating you bad. She not paying you no attention. She taking your money. She doing whatever. I said, keep your receipts, fellas. Keep your receipts. Make note of how she treats you. Cause
She ain't
keep that same energy for the only girl winner.
Hey man,
Winter is coming.
ask
Cold
what's the
girl.
percentage of them that judged strippers and prostitutes before that hot girl summer came out? Because they was apologetically doing what they was doing.
Say that again.
Ask them how many of them favor strippers that had a problem with strippers and prostitutes.
Okay,
Because
before.
they unapologetically was stripping, getting money on the pole, and the prostitutes was getting their money. Ask them how many they got a problem with that.
Yeah. Prostitutes are unapologetic.
They don't care. They
Say y'all, we still filming the podcast. I'm gonna keep y'all on here now, man. I'm about to say, girl talk be 45 minutes, then we out this thing. But we still rolling. So I'm glad y'all still tuning in. They ain't going nowhere. They rocking. I love y'all, man. That's love right there. So what is even like instead of playing tit for tat and saying, well, that's how the girls doing it. That's how girl summer, city girl summer. We're gonna have city boy summer. Instead of doing that, man, I'm just in a space where, once again, to get back to number 5, people don't want that real on the album. It's just like, if people really want the state of relations between men and women to get better, my thing is, instead of going tit for tat and saying, oh, y'all doing hot girl summer? Well, we finna do a hot boy summer. Instead of that, it's just like, let's just have some positive dialogue about what is hot girl summer really, and secondly, is this productive overall? Like, it almost is hot girl summer a retaliation for feeling like dudes aren't giving y'all what y'all want? Because you best believe that Meg Thee Stallion said hot girl summer, but then got wiped up with Moneybag Yo, and she's in a happy relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then she backdoored and said that, you can be in a relationship and still have a hot girl summer.
Yeah, so basically she just conveniently just hit you with that okie doke. You heard me? That's all.
Meg Thee Stallion got their trademark. So she happy either way.
Right.
Yep. Say y'all, Garden Girls album, all right. If you on this live, if you've been rocking with us, if you've been rocking, man, if you've been on this thing for over an hour and you still ain't heard the album, shame on you. For real. Shame on you, man. Let's get that Garden Girls to just go crazy worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Share with anybody you know who not on it. That's just, I'm gonna tell y'all one more thing too. I say this much, fellas. I'm in a space in life where I'm having to figure out what's the difference between what I may want and what God may want for me. And anything we do, we want to be the biggest. We want to be the best at it, But I realize I'm in a profession, I'm in a business where it's not like school. It's not like, oh, we got a science test on a Friday. Here's the study guide. If you go home and you prepare adequately for this, when you come in, you will pass this test. And this test guarantees you success at the end of the semester. You're going to get an A in this class. This industry ain't like that. You can put in as much time and energy as you want in the studio, working on your craft, perfecting your rhymes. You could be a people person, all this stuff. It's not a straight line formula that guarantees that means you're gonna rise to the top of this industry. You know, you need the people. This is an industry where the people are your street team. The people are your marketing department. You know what I mean? And it's interesting to where you kind of have to submit to the fact that if money could buy success in this industry, Blue Da Vinci. Y'all know who Blue Da Vinci is? Y'all know who Big Meech is? Big Meech, of course. Big Meech. Big Meech, huge drug lord, kingpin he's from Detroit, but was based in Atlanta. His artist, his right hand man, who he put that big bag into, you heard me, stupid money, was Blue Da Vinci. Do we know any of Blue Da Vinci's music? None, nada, Nathaniel, Nathan, you heard me? So money alone is not a thing that guarantees success in this game. Ultimately, I'm at a point in life where I'm realizing, and I think this applies to all of y'all at home, no matter what you do in life, the only peace you're going to get is from knowing that the things I can control, I'm doing my best at those things, those parts of the game that I can control. Anything I can't control, I'm going to do my best to be resourceful and have a healthy team around me to try to maximize. But ultimately, it's ultimately in God's hands. And that's why I'm in a place of, I think, peace. And that's why I would say people who've been knowing me since I was rapping in college, between then and now, they probably would be like, yeah, he pretty much the same dude, but it seems like he a little more on that God tip now. You know what I mean? And that's a thing people should say, because it's not just that God tip, it's just submission to the fact that, bro, like, God is where all the blessings come from. God is who gonna allow me to still be, Lord willing, breathing in 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't nothing I did or that I could control. Right. So I'm just in that space where it's a state of peace, just knowing I'm gonna do my best, man. I'm gonna make the music that's natural to my heart. I'm gonna reach out to the real ones, you know what I'm saying, who I know, like, yo, there's real relationships around this table, and we're gonna do this type of stuff, supporting one another. And whatever happens for the Reserve Man podcast, for God and Girls album, ultimately we gotta be able to sleep at night knowing that's what was meant. You know what I mean? Right. That's what was meant, and we gotta be at peace with that. You know, so that's probably the state that I'm in most at this point with everything.
Yeah, that's real.
My bad for that little.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, but before we get out of here, man, we gonna pivot here. You know, we'll let Sway ask you for your top 5 MCs.
Ooh.
We gonna ask you for your top 5 black shows or sitcoms.
In order or just
just give us 5.
Top 5 black shows or sitcoms. The easy two, the Biggie and Pac of this is Martin and Fresh Prince. That's the Biggie and Pac. That's on.
We not gonna say it yet, but we gonna get to it. I want you to finish your top 5.
Yeah, finish your top 5.
That's on everybody's list. Let's see. Outside of those shows or sitcoms, I'm gonna go with Family Matters.
Thank you.
Did I ain't do that? You heard it? Yeah.
Great show. Good job.
Family Matters, definitely.
All right.
I'm gonna go with, y'all wouldn't consider that black. I'm about to say New York Undercover. I used to love that.
That's black.
Was that a black show just because Malik Yoba was
brown.
in it?
It's brown.
Just because Malik Yoba was
It's
in
a
it?
brown show.
It's a brown show.
They got Torres.
Oh, girl.
Did they have Torres?
Oh,
Dog,
girl.
y'all remember how Torres died in that show?
Yeah.
Dog, that stuff, I had nightmares.
I forgot
for
Torres
weeks
died.
after
But
that.
old girl
Thank
who
you.
was Hispanic, she's still black.
She's Hispanic. That's not black.
You can be black and Hispanic.
I mean,
She was
was
all the way
both.
Hispanic, son.
I thought she was.
I thought she was
She
mixed.
wasn't mixed.
But it's a brown show.
All right, so we're gonna count New York Undercover.
I'm counting.
I'm counting that.
That's
So look,
That's a whole other conversation.
yeah, all right.
We gotta look at some history.
so you got 4.
All right, and take New York Undercover out of my list. Take it out of my list because I got Fresh Prince, Martin, Family Matters, Jamie Foxx show.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx show is number 4, and for me, number 5, man, and only one of these dudes carried this show, but on the strength of him,
The Wayans brothers.
the Wayans brothers. The Wayans brothers.
Love Pop.
Marlon and Pops.
No.
You
Marlon and Pops.
canceled your whole list first. with Family Matters.
First of all,
I'm not
cut that
I'm
off.
not tripping.
Don't disrespect Family Matters.
I'm cool with Family
Don't
Matters.
disrespect.
Don't-
But no, he said,
man.
no,
No, you gonna take that?
you gonna take it back because he said Family Matters better than Martin.
I like Family Matters better than Martin, and I'm saying by
Give it back, man. Give me that power back, dog. Better than Martin.
Family Matters was 3. I'm good with that.
I'm
He
fine.
said Family Matters was 3. I'm good
I'm
with
fine.
that.
in the top five.
He said no particular order.
No particular order.
He just said that.
That's fine.
Jamie Foxx show?
Family Matters been in top 5.
Look, I'm fine with Family Matters being top
That's
5,
cool,
but
but
the
it's
fact
not better
that
than
Family
Martin.
Matters could be better
Hey,
than
man.
Martin is absurd.
Man, look, me and you talk almost every day. We can talk about this every day till we die.
And
I'm not changing.
I'm yet to
I'm
encounter
not
any
changing.
black person.
Hey, you know what? You can
You
poll 100
what
black
y'all-
people, and
Hey, Bill
if I'm the only one,
Cosby
I'm good with
Jr.
that.
I think you the only Family Matters person.
And you know what? That's cool. That's cool. I have
Cool.
no
Instagram
problem
about to
with
show me
standing by
all
my.
the
Here's how I feel
stuff.
personally.
I love y'all, alright? It's your boy D Uno.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, no, we just got look Instagram kicking
Cause let's
off
be
in
real.
5 seconds. You heard me?
Let's be
We
real.
good.
Family
We
Matters.
good. I want to know y'all.
Hey, let's be real.
I want to answer this question.
Hold on. Family Matters embodied the black family where Martin glorified shacking up. That's just me.
You try to justify your
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Are you really this conscious all of a sudden, dog? Like,
that's the
are you really going there with
Man,
it?
I stay woke.
Are you know you stay woke?
I stay woke.
I heard the Cosby Show.
Here's how I feel about that. I don't feel that way about that. Even though what Bill Cosby has done is reprehensible, that doesn't change what the Cosby Show meant to me growing up.
Right. And how it
Like,
impacted you.
and how it impacted me. Like, that was the first show where I got to see black people,
In prominent jobs.
Lawyers, doctors.
like, you know,
Two-parent
just
household.
living well. You know, like as a complete family. You know,
Fresh
my,
Prince?
My parents.
Cosby Show
before
before
that.
Fresh
Cosby
Prince.
was in the 80s.
Because think about it, good times, they was broke.
Like,
Right.
you know, my parents got divorced very early. So just seeing this black family stay together over this number of years, you know. Plus, I was in love with Lisa Bonet, so you know.
And you gotta separate Bill Cosby from Heathcliff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta take the show and what the show did in its entirety versus what Bill Cosby individual did.
Why you put a thumbs down for the Cosby Show though?
Because the Cosby Show just ain't hit like I think about it.
It's not because of what Bill was.
Oh no, not because of what Bill has done and
Okay.
got
Oh,
convicted.
yeah,
of.
that's
No,
fine.
but watch this. Just like we were talking about top albums of all time, I'm looking for, regardless of when it came out, what can I play in 2019 and still be like, man, that must still roll to this day. And for me, to this day, you hear me? To this day,
Okay, Deion Wilder.
exactly. To this day, I can still watch Martin, all good. Watch Fresh Prince reruns, all good. Watch the Wayans Brothers for Pops and Marlon, all good.
Everybody ain't showing.
I can't watch Family Matters like that.
I can't watch Family Matters now.
I can't watch Family Matters as much,
What's
but
David Wayne show? I can watch that one all day.
Oh,
My wife and
With
kids.
him and Gino.
That's a good show.
That's a good show.
My wife-
I never really got
That's a
into.
good
I
show.
never really watched
You know what I'm
that.
telling you? It's
Hey, man,
Oh.
Mike made a cameo on that show, man. That's a good show.
Because every time the rat fall by, I'm punching it with Martin on the little island, bro. You gotta punch the rat, bro.
Bro, man, from the 5th floor, man.
Fresh Prince, Martin. Keep thinking. A Different World.
Different World is up
A
there.
different world for any college
A
student.
Different World is up there.
I will put my wife and kids in there.
And
When I-
made black colleges look so dope.
Yeah, when I think
Yeah, we
about
put
my
the
wife and
human
kids,
before we
it was
went
a
to
dope
LSU.
show. Growing up, I did grow up on Family Matters, so I'm not against putting it in my top 5, but it's definitely a strong 5. Like, it ain't.
It's in
Hey,
my top 10.
hey, but it's that.
You gotta put it up there with My Brother and Me.
Oh, nah.
My brother and me.
Look, man, Family Matters is cool. I'm fine with anybody putting in their top 5. I just don't want to ever hear anybody else say that Family Matters is better than Martin.
Never.
Nah. Hey, I got one for y'all. This is in my top 5. The first original season of Making the Band. What? 5. Come on, talk to me. Say that one.
You gonna get some cheesecake.
Tell me that one. I'm playing. You gonna get some. That first season of Making the Band.
Better than that, Dave Chappelle teasing them.
But you know what you just did?
What?
You just pretty much you like me saying I like Sports Center because Stuart Scott on that. That's pretty much what you just said.
How?
Oh, man.
Because it's the same thing, man. It's not a show. Like,
Alright, top 5
Sports
Center
You should
anchors
say
of all
top
time.
10.
Top
Really?
5
We doing
Sports Center
this?
anchors of all
Only
time.
person gonna be the answer to that is him.
We doing this?
Oh, for real?
I like
Stewart,
I like Stuart Scott. He's obviously the GOAT.
Michael Smith,
Michael Smith. You know, I love Michael Smith.
Chris Berman.
I'm gonna go with
Chris Berman?
Wait a minute. Let me give me a second. I like Keith Olbermann more than Chris Berman. That's just a personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah, I like
You know.
Stephen A. Smith.
And then Stephen A. Smith was he a sports center anchor?
He never did Sports Center.
You know, I guess you gotta put in Chris Berman for nostalgia. You know,
Right.
but I also like other guys like John Butcher Gross. I like man, what's his brother name? He a black dude from John what's his name? Stan Verrett. Stan Verrett's another one from New Orleans. I like him too.
Yes, Mark, what's your boy, Mark May?
Mark May, he was a college.
Mark
He was a college
All
football
of you look
player.
just like Mark May.
Mark May is the biggest LSU hater.
Oh yeah, I
But,
understand that dude.
Yeah. So that's a few of my all-time favorites.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our black prominent figure. You know we're going to do this all year round. We're not just doing it during Black History Month. And we're going to give it to you right after this. All right, everybody, we're back with this black prominent figure. GP, who do you have for us, brother?
Well, bro, considering that everybody at this table has one common bond, we all went to LSU, Louisiana State University. They made a big announcement this past week. They are retiring the jersey of Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, formerly known as Chris Jackson. And Chris Jackson played basketball at LSU. He only spent 2 years at LSU, but in those 2 years, he was a two-time Player of the Year and a two-time All-American. So two-time SEC Player of the Year in 2 years and a two-time All-American. This brother's NBA career was cut short. And let me say this, before I even go into that, if you respected anything that Colin Kaepernick has done, then you respect this brother here, because this brother's NBA career got cut short by not standing for the national anthem in 1996 due to his religious beliefs when he changed his religion to the Islamic practice. So, you know, big ups to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf for getting his jersey retired, for major accomplishments as a basketball player, but also as a black man standing up what you believe in and not being afraid of the consequences and not letting people get you down. So big ups, Mahmoud, and I will be there in the building when you retire your jersey.
Fine.
Congratulations, brother.
Well deserved. Long time coming too.
All right, man. So tell the people how to find your album, how to find your merch, man. Like give us the rundown.
Y'all can find me on social media at D1 Music on all platforms. DEE, the number 1 music. The new album is titled Garden Girls. It's also on all platforms. That's Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, YouTube, anything else. Wherever Beyonce album is, my album is there. Believe that. Go support that Garden Girls album. And to grab your Garden Girls merch collection or your 5-star Be Real, Be Righteous, Be Relevant merch collection, go to missionvisionlifestyle.com. Stay tuned for the Garden Girls tour announcement coming up, and I'll definitely be in your city or a city near you real soon. Appreciate y'all.
No problem.
All right, the bar from my man D1. If you have listened to this entire 2-hour-long episode and you have not subscribed to the Reserve Man podcast, then shame on you.
Yeah.
You need to do that right now and share this episode with somebody else. We appreciate you. As always, you can catch us at the Reserve Man on Instagram. You know we pay attention to your questions and we use them in the podcast. We are out.
You know your credit score bad. That's solid quality time. Right. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books when it's all century now? Wait a minute. Like, if I want you, I ain't say you to Waffle House at 2 a.m. You bullshit. Hey, look, if I care about you, we going to Waffle